have made it to Thursday, 9th day of July, 2026. It is DNR here on ESPN New York, but GNR, Grasa Renan, with you for the next 4 at 800-919-3776. Ray Santiago is here. He's wearing his championship Knicks gear. It doesn't say champions on it, but it's, the Knicks, and they won a championship, so it's championship Knicks gear. That's how we're rolling today.
That counts.
That counts.
Absolutely.
And RJ Santillo is here as well. Jordan Renan, who played 18 holes yesterday, and just spectacular weather. So how'd you hit him?
Not bad. It was okay.
Just not bad?
Not the best day. Not the best day.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of three putts.
Oh, really?
But you know what I did before I left?
What'd you do?
I was a good partner, a great partner, looking out for my man Dan Grasa. The meter maid lady. I mean, she was. I go to the car, and I'm sitting in the car trying to plug in the directions to where I'm going, and the meter maid lady was hawking your car.
Trying to find some delinquents.
I mean, I think she ran your license plate 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Well, hopefully she typed it in properly, because you've heard about that, right? A couple of times I've gotten popped because the yo-yos, whose job it is to check to see if you paid for parking, could not accurately key in my license plate with what it actually was. And so they issued a ticket because they were the ones that entered the license plate incorrectly.
She had the machine out in her hand, staring at your car. And I literally rolled down the window. And I said, I was just with him. I'm pretty sure he paid. And she's like, okay. Like, right. I don't really care what you say.
Right.
Like, okay. That
she said
with
this
one
guy
word, she said, I don't really care what you say.
And this guy could be a drug addict or something. Why should I take him seriously?
Yeah, I don't care what this guy says.
Yeah.
He means nothing to me.
See, and if it was me, like if I was the parking maid and somebody like you came up and said, no, he paid, it's cool or whatever, that would make me even more suspicious and get the spidey sense tingling even more. And like, nah. Then I would even try to see if I could tap into DMV to make sure the car was registered properly. Because I think that there's one big harebrained scheme going on. Yeah. But I paid. What can I say?
Yeah, and it took her probably 2 minutes. I was literally just sitting there waiting to see what happened.
See, if I showed up, I would have been, and they were, casing out the car, I would have been like, hey, move along. Nothing to see here. It's paid.
And again, she probably would disregard you as that would make her even more suspicious.
Absolutely.
Be like, oh, yeah, he definitely did not pay. He's trying to get out of the ticket.
Why should I care what he has to say?
But you were paid up.
I was paid up. I am a letter of the law individual. That's what I am. I don't like to skirt when it comes to that stuff.
Should I believe that?
Yeah. I got nothing to hide. Absolutely.
I don't know if I
nothing to hide.
Believe that.
Because it's more trouble than it's worth. You just key in, you pay, you're good, you move on, you do your thing. You know what else freaked me out yesterday? Not what else, but you know what freaked me out yesterday? So I was on the train, and
wait, why are you on the train?
Because I had to go into the city, then come back later in the day.
Did you really?
Yeah.
A double city trip?
Double city, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I had to do the baseball show yesterday on SNY, so I had to go in for 6 o'clock or whatever it was. So I took the path back in, right? And I'm on the train, and all of a sudden, it's very crowded, a lot of people. A lot of people filter in, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, that's interesting. Go to another stop. People come on the train. I'm like, what's going on? You wouldn't believe how many people yesterday, and this freaks me out, and maybe this makes me a bad guy or whatever, but you wouldn't believe how many people. And RJ, I don't know if you've noticed this because you're a train subway guy when it comes to this stuff. I could not believe the amount of people, and don't everybody flip out when I say this because everybody's going to try to make it a case and probably make it political, knowing this world. How many people were wearing masks?
What?
On the train, masks. And so then this gets me thinking, and I get freaked out with this.
Yeah, you're a little bit of a germaphobe. I could tell that. You come out, you're wiping things down left and right.
Well, I can't trust the yo-yos that work here. Have you seen some of them? I mean, all due respect, I love them, but let's be real about it. So when it comes to that, I'm thinking to myself, is the person that's sporting the mask, are they sick themselves, and they're just trying to be nice to the rest of the world and not spread anything? Or is this just a paranoia thing? And then I'm thinking, like, is there a disease that's out there? Because this happened, like, when, like, the COVID hit and everybody was, like, preemptively trying to safeguard and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So, and then I'm looking, I'm like, there's this, like, Legionnaires disease outbreak. Like, what's Legionnaires disease? Because I see it on the news every night, like, and it's in the city. Are we at risk of Legionnaires? RJ, do you see a lot of people wearing the masks? And then you know what the worst part about it is? If somebody has the mask on the train and then they decide to, like, walk over for whatever reason, then they're, like, standing near me, I get freaked out thinking that they're ill and I'm in their presence and then I'm going to be next. I don't want to be sick. Nobody wants to be sick.
So then did you pull out a mask?
No, I didn't have one. Why should I? Like I said, I didn't know we were living an outbreak again. That's why I was a little curious.
I didn't put it past you to have a mask in your bag just in case.
Not at all. What? Like,
just in case?
Nobody sent me a text message.
It's a type of pneumonia, by the way.
Great.
So
I'm going to get pneumonia.
There's a chance.
Hopefully not.
It says here 28 people have been.
Yeah. Is it Upper East Side, I believe?
Upper East Side. It's breaking
28 people. Great. I'm going to be 29.
And Dan, I can confirm this. Dan was in on, like, Clorox wiping stuff down, like, way pre-2020.
I've been doing that since I came out of the womb, probably. Yeah.
Big hand sanitizer guy.
Absolutely. But have you seen this a lot, though, like being on the trains and everything?
I have not. I dodge rush hour because of the weird hours we keep. Like, I'm coming in at 4-something. I'm leaving at 12-something. So,
like, it genuinely freaked me out.
Yeah, I would too.
Right?
Because you're like, what am I missing out on?
What? Right. How come I didn't get the memo? When I wake up the next morning at 2 or whatever the time we got to wake up for this show, like, I'm like, what if I start to feel like a tingle? Or, what if I have, like, I don't know, like a twitch or something like that? Does that mean I'm getting Legionnaires? Am I coming down with something?
Neurovirus, Legionnaires, you got it all.
Something. Like the people, got a heads up on that they're trying to prevent or trying to safeguard, and I'm out there exposed now to this whole thing.
To be fair, that's kind of the risk of going on the train, isn't it?
It's a risk of going outside.
True.
So what is it, Ray?
The train's just an interesting place. We all know that.
It's a pneumonia?
Oh, yeah.
It's a type of pneumonia. Flu-like symptoms for sure.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Now you're going to be nitpicking. Like, you're going to be like, do I feel a little
No, I mean, it's insane. Like, I'm getting warm right now. I'm probably breaking a fever
I'm on
now.
the NYC
Here we go.
site. So there's 36 cases, actually, as of July 8th. 22 hospitalizations. Good news, no deaths. No deaths. So...
Is it popular around the Union train station? Say anything about that?
Upper East Side
I think
neighborhoods
so.
of Carnegie Hill and Yorkville.
And Union. I heard Union also.
I do not see Union here.
I heard it was Union.
36 cases.
36 cases. Right. This is from the NYC.gov site.
And how many hospital?
22.
20. That's great. So 11 out of 18, essentially.
But do we really think that specifically is it, or we just think these are super paranoid people in general?
No, I don't think they're going to the hospital because they like the salad bar.
No, not that. The people with the masks on the train,
the
Dan.
people with the mask? I don't know. I didn't take a survey. I didn't have time.
I'm asking an opinion from the crew here.
I got a little bit more here. The disease is not contagious. You cannot get it from someone else. You cannot get it by drinking water, cooking, or using air conditioning. The bacteria does not spread through cooled air from air conditioners. You are at increased risk if you are 50 or older, smoke or vape, have chronic lung disease, have a weakened immune system, take medicines that weaken your immune system.
So
wait, how do we get it?
I think it says people who breathe in water vapor that contains the bacteria.
Water vapor. So there's bacteria in the water vapor.
Correct.
The bacteria thrives in hot tubs, cooling towers, and large plumbing networks.
Are we near a large plumbing network?
The subway stations,
it's New York
basically.
City.
Yeah, the subway stations.
We get
They
Legionnaires.
smell like
most people who are exposed do not
musty
develop
water.
The disease. Illness usually occurs after higher repeated exposure, especially in people who are at increased risk.
So basically, you could be a silent carrier, is what you're saying.
I guess.
I could have this thing right now.
When are you going back to the city?
I'm currently
on the train.
I'm currently in the city.
On the train.
Ray, I don't know if you knew this. We're in the city. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
He's on fire this morning.
I don't have any. As far as
Mr.
News, jazz
yeah, breaking news.
Mr. Literal over here.
I don't have any plans in the near future to be on the train again.
Do we think if Dan takes the train, let's say Monday morning, he all of a sudden is going to be wearing a mask?
No.
He's going to come into the studio wearing one.
No. I'd wear a hazmat suit before I wear a mask. Because then I'd really have to be on high alert. You know? But if it's 36, what are the chances that I'm one of the 36? But didn't you find it a little odd, though? Like, there's all these people, like, wearing masks. And I said, like, what's the agenda? Are they, like, just paranoid themselves and they're on the lookout? Or they do have, like, a something, an underlying condition that they're looking out for their well-being? Or do they have something already? That's the one that worries me.
I think it's a case-by-case basis.
I'm going to say, because most people are not looking out for the betterment in society, they're looking out for themselves. So if you're already sick and worried about getting other people sick, there's not that many good people, right? People are more just worried about themselves of avoiding getting sick. So I think it's the paranoia option over the I'm going to wear this mask to benefit the others around me.
It was just odd. You know what I'm saying? Like, from where I was standing, like, you have like there was like a person here and basically a person where you are, like two people in masks. I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, what memo didn't I get? I'm
not going to deny I probably look down on people that wear masks now.
Well, that's why it's a little suspicious. Like, we've moved past that, you know. And so
we're beyond that.
There's an agenda, you know. So, like, what is it? And then he gives me the stats there on Legionnaires. What was the one, Ray? What was the one that shut down the that whole cruise ship? Remember, it was like a month ago. Was that hantavirus?
I think that was.
What if hantavirus has made its way to New York? Right, you got people coming in and out of the city constantly. We got hantavirus in the city.
That one comes from rats.
Comes from what?
Hantavirus, by the way. Hanta, not hunta.
Hanta. What's the matter? I don't want it. What's the difference? I don't want either.
That one comes from rats.
Well, that's good because we're in a city with no rats. That's fantastic. Thank goodness. Whew. Wow. Thank goodness. We don't have to worry about getting that in this city because there's no rats.
Nope.
No, none. Didn't you just bring that up yesterday?
I did.
He's like, you know, it's amazing all the rats in the city.
In the morning, I'm petrified of the rats. Like, I literally, when I get out of my car, when it's a little dark and the sun's not completely up here, I'm looking at my feet the whole time. Because one time I did a radio shift by the seaport, and it was like till like 1 in the morning. So it was like 1:30 in the morning, and everything had closed, and all the garbage was out on the street. Like, everyone put the garbage out,
right?
And like literally, when I walked down like one of these streets, and like there was a garbage can nearby, and I didn't even expect it. I guess they heard my footsteps. I mean, 50 rats just like scattered. And then when I did the morning show down there, same thing. Rats everywhere. So I'm just petrified when I come into the city at 4 in the morning and it's not quite light out yet.
Right, it's almost like
watch your feet.
It's almost like it's breaking news to Jordan that there are critters in the city.
RJ and I just talking like there's certain realities to this shift, and we're not even fazed by them anymore.
No.
We see them all the time.
They freak me out.
I basically see a conga line of rats when I walk down 6th Avenue in the morning.
Oh yeah, I was just telling Ray, like, I was in a bad mood. I think the Niners had just lost. It's one of those you stay up like way too late, like on Sunday Night Football. Like, it's Monday, we're just starting the week. Your team lost. You got 2 hours and 48 minutes to sleep, and there was a rat just kind of like, almost like I was waiting for the train, just kind of like walking around me, circling. And normally you kind of walk away. You're not gonna get away. I was almost like in my head, like, challenge me. Me and you, rat. Let's go right now.
You're unfazed by it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what kind of mood. Even if you are in a somewhat chipper mood, it just blends in.
RJ was thinking about how he's going to punt that dude.
RJ was punting that rat.
Oh yeah,
he was going to punt him.
You take it one step closer, I become the aggressor.
But whether it's critters, whether it's yo-yos on the sidewalk, you see who are either singing, dancing, talking to themselves, like you get some characters at this time in the morning.
Oh yeah,
and you just kind of go on as if nothing's happening at all. You go
yesterday.
Back
the fine gentleman was standing in the window, where you parked yesterday?
Yes.
So there's a huge window. The building's actually empty. But he had a very, very tiny Victoria's Secret bag.
Oh, really? Oh, maybe there's a special someone in his life.
No, but he's talking to himself, looking in the glass window while he's like, I don't know, showcasing the Victoria's Secret like shopping bag. But like, I'm talking like super mini. Like
if you bought a bracelet or something.
The size of your hand.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
maybe he had a job interview later that day at Victoria's Secret, like as a sales associate, and he was like
Maybe.
trying to audition as to how he would.
If I had to guess,
yeah,
I'm going to say that probably wasn't.
probably wasn't the case. No,
possible. But if I'm going to make odds, I'm going to say probably not.
What if that was his former life? You know, and that's what he did for a living.
Maybe that's just what he saved up for. He had saved up for whatever was in that Victoria's Secret.
What did you? If you had to put your life on it, what would you think was in the bag?
Nothing.
I would probably agree with you.
Yeah,
probably nothing. But he loves that bag. Loves that bag.
Well, it's interesting too because that's like when we get out of work, like when I'm going home.
Yeah.
The middle of the afternoon crowd is also interesting.
really.
I feel
more
like
people are awake.
Well, I know, but I would think it
it's a
levels out a little bit.
it does, but it's interesting in a different way. Like it's a non-rush hour crowd, and where our studio is, like in this part of the city, I feel like it's a lot of people that are like standing around asking, like waiting for me to ask them to be in like an Instagram reel or like, where did you get that outfit from? Like I feel like that's like the crowd. It's also interesting because no one's in a rush really.
No, they got all day.
Yeah.
Well, they set up that little area out front to just hang out and smoke weed in.
I think that's what in the email said.
Yeah,
that
it's
was
a weed
the intent.
area, smoke weed area. I think they call it probably.
That was the second line.
Smoke
as a matter
weed
of fact.
park.
Yeah.
I mean, that sidewalk park thing they're putting together really turned some corners, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they did some painting. I feel like every day now they have new like lawn wear. I mean, I know it's on a lawn, but there's like chairs and there's different lounge areas.
It's certainly colorful.
Right. It basically replicates the experience of dropping acid without dropping acid, I think.
A lot of colors.
Lot of colors. Lot of colors. Big palette out there. So, yeah, be careful, I guess is the message today. Look before you leap.
This is what we talk about when we don't want to talk about the Yankees being unable to hit for the 17th straight day.
That's still a thing, huh?
Oh,
that's still
you
a thing.
think?
That's still a thing, huh?
I'm pretty sure they're still looking for their first run from last night again.
Yeah, more of the same from the Yankees. Mets won a game last night. How about that? Maybe this is the start of winning. I can't even say with a straight face. Forget it. The soccer's back today. And, oh, by the way, you thought we were done talking about soccer and the
done,
U.S.
right?
team? No. Because guess what? Other people weren't done talking about it. And, boy, a certain individual is getting absolutely lambasted, which we will address a little bit later on. We'll get into some football today as well, as we are one day closer to the start of training camps. It is a Thursday, which means we have knobs. And did it happen in Florida? We got the stuff you missed. We'll have the 3 stars before all is said and done. But when we come back, we will talk about the hapless New York Yankees offense. Again, it is Graca. It is Renan. It is GNR on ESPN New York.
Is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. The Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic, and in-home delivery on any mattress $399 and up. It's free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This July, join us for the Great American Giveaway and your chance to win your share of $175,000. Earn entries daily all month long. Then be here on July 31st from 3 till 6 p.m. when 2 lucky winners will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., one grand prize winner will take home $75,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Fans, arrive early at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 8th for the 78th Annual Old Timers Day presented by Fresh Direct. See Yankees legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium. Relive memories of your favorite former Yankees and make new memories with your family. After the Old Timers Day ceremony and game conclude, stick around to see your Bronx Bombers take on Atlanta. Get your Saturday, August 8th Old Timers Day tickets presented by Fresh Direct at Yankees.com/tickets today.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin modern windows and doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
The new My Lowe's Pro Rewards American Express card. Earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
It's time to start calling guys out. There's been a lack of accountability with the Yankees forever, where you've got a manager that defends. The players are way too comfortable. Everybody gets apologies for how they play. Maybe it's not a lack of focus. Maybe it's just a lack of accountability that they know at the end of the day, I'm still going to be in the lineup. I'm still going to get defended by the organization.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Weekdays at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
All right, G&R here on ESPN New York. Now, New York, listen up. Lend me your ears, because this summer, all lines lead to Champ Sports Fan Central Station. That is a soccer pop-up shop that is now open right in the heart of the city, 125 West 33rd Street. This is the soccer destination in New York with jerseys, kits for every national team that you ride with. We are down to the quarterfinals. It begins today. So if you're looking for France, if you're looking for Morocco, how about Argentina, England, another country? If you want some USA merch, even though they're not in the World Cup anymore, guess what? It is all under one roof. If you want to gear up, if you want to rep your country, you want to feel the energy of the city, well, you know what? Champ Sports Fan Central Station is your place. 125 West 33rd Street. That is where you got to be. And you know what? Knicks fans that missed out maybe on some of that championship swag, this is your place as well. They have championship gear to celebrate the team's first title in 53 years. Champ Sports Fan Central Station, 125 West 33rd Street. I don't think it's too much of a stretch to suggest that the way the Yankees are going right now, I don't think you have to worry about getting your hands on Yankee championship swag come October. Is that fair?
I mean, as currently constituted, absolutely not. I mean, Dan, when you could, let's trade for Tarek Skubal. You know what? When you score zero, you could trade for Skubal. When you score 0-1 runs, it doesn't really matter who starts the game. Garrett Cole could start, pitch pretty well, leave down 2-0 in the 7th. Guess what? You don't have a chance to win. It's pretty simple if you don't score runs.
Mm-hmm.
Yankees now, they're at 32 runs scored in 13 games.
Is that good?
I don't know. You do. I know I'm really bad at math this week.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that's less than 3 runs a game.
I think it's 2.8, as a matter of fact. That's the run this team is on right now.
Wow.
2.8.
Is that good?
That's
You're going to win a lot of baseball games scoring 2.8 runs a game?
They've scored 56 runs in the last 20. Yesterday.
That's also
not good.
Less than 3?
Less than 3. 6 hits yesterday, all singles. No extra base hits. Do you realize first? How about these numbers, too? First 3 games of this series against Tampa Bay, the team you're chasing, by the way, 45 strikeouts and 2 walks. 45 and 2. Now, on the other side, Tampa Bay is sitting there saying to themselves, hey, that's one hell of a ratio. Like, you can't even imagine that you're going to go out there and throw the ball that well. But I think a lot of it is because of what the Yankees are not doing offensively compared to what the hell Tampa's doing on the mound.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter who the team is throwing out there at this point. I think that's pretty obvious because there's a track record of significant number of games now, multiple weeks with them not hitting. But I need your guys' help for a second, okay?
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
I need an explanation of how you think. Like, let's create some scenarios. How do you go 0 for 30?
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Paul Goldschmidt. 0 for 30 slump, right? 0 for 30. Close to the longest of his career going into yesterday. And you go to make the lineup, and you're Aaron Boone. Brian Cashman says he doesn't make the lineup, right?
Yep.
So let's take Brian Cashman
Take
out,
him at his
and
word.
I'm saying that in air quotes. We'll take him out of the equation. How the heck do you come back with a lineup for that game and put a guy who's 0 for 30? You know what? Where's a good spot for him to hit then? Lead off. He should have more at-bats than everybody on the team. He's 0 for his last 30. I think that's a good idea. I understand you're putting it through the numbers and the machine spits it back out. Don't you at some point have to say, this isn't Paul Goldschmidt at his best? The numbers of what Paul Goldschmidt spits back at you in the machine is not the Paul Goldschmidt you're getting right now, right? He's in a slump.
That's correct.
How do you come back and say this is our best option as a leadoff hitter?
And by the way, if you update after last night, that's now 0 for 34.
Yeah, 3 more strikeouts.
0 for 34.
I just don't understand how that's what you're coming with.
I hear what you're saying. I agree with you. But who do you want in the leadoff spot? Like, who do you put there? Because nobody's swinging the bat right now. You want to put Jose Caballero there because he swung the bat good the night before?
Dominguez, Rosario.
Well, Rosario's your cleanup hitter.
Even
Yesterday he batted
Bellinger.
third. Well,
I understand.
Bellinger's 8 for his last 70, which is, Hall of
I don't
Fame
know.
compared to 0 for
Last
34.
that I heard, it's better than 0 for 30.
Anything is better than that. And, last night the frustration kind of boiled over a little bit. You saw Boone get ejected, Brad Ausmus as well. Which, look, I understand some of these crews when it comes to, sticklers they could be for not allowing guys or giving them a little bit more leeway to challenge.
But they said they ran out
and they
of
got
time.
screwed, by the way. He was safe.
I thought
Caballero was safe. So they missed
Yankees
that one.
burned their challenges, though, even on the balls and strikes really early in that game.
You want to hear from the manager? I think you do. Yeah, I think you do.
I almost don't want to hear from him at this point, but
you got to hear from him.
Yeah,
Another loss. Another loss. 11 of their last 13.
He's
Here
tell me their
is the
approach is great.
skipper. Well, let's let him tell you.
Obviously, offensively now is a real struggle for us. I keep saying that. It's no secret. There's no magic pill. I really feel like the preparation is good. The conversations in the hitting room are the right ones. They're on point. They're with the right energy and focus. They're communicating well, like we do, when things are easier times for us. But obviously, I keep saying, we got to get some guys going. That's the reality. But ultimately, we got to go do it. I do believe we'll get through this, but there's not much more to talk about. We got to go make some things happen.
Ray, did that make you feel better? They're on point. They're on point.
It's right in front of us. It's what we do, baby.
The conversations are not correct. They're not right. They're not like
they're on point though. No,
they kept talking about it. Shane McClanahan, right?
Yeah,
good pitcher. He's a good young pitcher.
Yeah,
but he doesn't go long in games. Right?
Yep.
He doesn't throw a lot of pitches. They're going to take him out early. He's pitching well. How is the right approach then to go up to the plate and swing at the first pitch every other at bat?
Well, that drives me crazy.
How is that possible?
It's insane.
How is it possible? Ahmed Rosario just has like a 9-pitch at bat. He's into uncharted territories in the 7th inning. He hasn't gotten out in the 7th inning this year. He's beyond basically any pitch count he's had this year. You want to make him work, right? Keep making him work. He's extending beyond anything he's ever did. What happens the very next pitch?
Yep.
Cody Bellinger swings at the very next pitch, flies out. All right, McClanahan's out of the game. Are you trying to make it easy for the other team? Last week, it's 150 degrees. Literally 150 probably on the field. I mean, it was crazy hot. Yankees can't hit. Fine. They're struggling with a bunch of the starters. How is it smart for you to be swinging at the first pitch? You want these pitchers to work.
Mm-hmm.
Make it difficult for them.
You're preaching to the choir.
It doesn't make any sense.
Drives me
I
crazy.
get it. Analytics will tell you that you have a better chance of getting a hit on the first pitch, but not all things are equal. Not everything is apples to apples. When it's 150 degrees, the third pitch of the at-bat, the 30th pitch of the inning, I'm sure is a lot harder for the pitcher than the first pitch of the inning.
And I understand that it doesn't matter. You could, have the balls coming out of your forehead now. But another lefty carving them up last night, which has been a problem here. And you're going to face one today here in Rasmussen, who, by the way, has absolutely owned the Yankees this year. 13 scoreless. It just gets tougher and tougher. It really and truly does. What needs to change, Aaron Boone?
Ultimately, we got to find a way to be more consistent offensively, and we can do it in a lot of different ways. You can do it by putting the ball in play, which has been a real challenge for us this series. Slugging, getting on base, which we need to do a better job, get back to controlling the strike zone better, which is our MO and our DNA, which we've struggled with. So we got to keep working at it. And like I said, no one's going to feel sorry for us, and I don't think anyone in that room does, but we got to pull ourselves out of it.
I said it yesterday, though. I actually give him credit. Because if it was me that had to watch this team up close and personal every single day and have to answer the same questions twice a day, basically, about the struggles that this team is going through, I would have probably flipped my lid a long, long time ago. If you asked me the question, why aren't you guys hitting right now? What needs to change offensively? I'd be like, you see the games. What the hell do you want me to do? You want me to write Mickey Mantle's name in the 3-hole? You want me to write Aaron Judge's name in the 2? I can't. This is what we got. This is what we have to work with, and it stinks right now. It's awful. We can't call Mr. Miyagi in here to come and heal Aaron Judge's rib to make this thing all better again. We can't do it.
Speaking of Aaron Judge, it had me thinking on the way in here today. You mentioned Aaron Boone. We're on year 9, right?
Yeah.
9 years. How many, can he and Brian Cashman, do you think if they're on 12 years of not winning and same thing, you think we're just going to keep going and going?
He's funny, isn't he?
15.
The new guy's funny. 25.
How many years in a row?
He's funny.
What do you think? We're going to go into 2042?
Jordan's got a funny bone. He really and truly does. He actually thinks that Cashman and Boone are maybe going to lose their jobs.
No, I'm not saying that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm amazed. How many years? It's no, they're not. How many years do you think we're going to go? You think we could be 15 years into this and be no.
Until the candle burns out, baby.
Playoffs are crapshoot, guys.
Till the candle burns out. That's how long you got.
Because I'm starting to think, you brought up Aaron Judge. These two are just being saved by how good Aaron Judge is. We're we make the playoffs every year, right? And then it's a crapshoot. But you're making the playoffs because Aaron Judge is so ridiculously good for the most part. You're not even putting together that good a team. You just have a mediocre team with a guy you almost, to be fair, kind of lucked into. Aaron Judge Clint Frazier was supposed to be the guy.
Well, Aaron Judge was a first-round pick. They at least did their homework on him.
They didn't consider him this, we got to bring up Aaron Judge. This is our top prospect. This is an amazing prospect.
No.
Kind of almost backed into him.
Right. You remember Greg Bird.
Yeah.
It was Greg Bird, Gary Sanchez, and then Aaron Judge was considered the third guy at the time, at least in terms of hype. Yeah. But he was a first-round pick, so, hopefully they thought that he would develop into something, or else you don't waste the first rounder on a guy.
You'll get credit for drafting him,
right?
Although I don't think Aaron Boone does. I'm pretty sure
not Aaron Boone.
No, gets any credit for that.
No. But it just goes to show you how important he is, and that's why what drives me crazy, and this is a different conversation, I know we got a break, but the Yankee fan that doesn't appreciate Aaron Judge, and all they want to do is piss and moan on what he doesn't do in October, it drives me crazy. And that's when I lose my you-know-what. Because, you are nothing without this guy. And everybody's well, he's not clutch. He doesn't hit in October. Okay, but you still have to get to October. And if you didn't have Aaron Judge on your team, you'd be playing like this over the course of 162 games and may not even make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And you might even have a losing season for the first time in 30 years. Right? That's how important this guy is. We'll get your calls up here at 800-919-3776. More on the Yanks. Grassi and Renan, GNR, ESPN New York.
The great thing is it's right in front of us.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talent acquisition at goodkarmabrands.com.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge, or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
The 2026 U.S. Open Tennis Championships are back, where the world's greatest city meets the world's greatest tennis players. Fan Week begins August 23rd. Experience the Mixed Doubles Championship on the 25th and 26th. And the U.S. Open Singles Championship starts Sunday, August 30th. All tickets on sale now at usopen.org. The U.S. Open, spectacular awaits.
Smalls here. If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds can turn into sinus infections that last weeks, ruining your perfect vacation getaway. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy, it's stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy at home. It includes prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home, or on the road, you have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, and no pharmacy lines. Also, no copays. Match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor. Start meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs a medical emergency kit, so order yours online in minutes. It's shipped right to your door. Save $45 with my promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls. That's promo code SMALLS at urgentcarekit.com/smalls.
Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off. And you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Shout out Bonnie Tyler, the great Bonnie Tyler. Total eclipse of the heart, passed away, 75. Sad news. I heard she was doing better, and the only reason, how do I know how she was doing or that she was even ill? Because she's been hospitalized for like the last couple of months, basically, in Portugal, of all places, because she was on tour there, because we had seen it like it popped up, and I remember saying, oh, look at this, in Portugal. And she fell ill, something happened, and she went in the hospital in Portugal, never came out. And this was over, like I said, like a month and a half or something like that. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. Even worse are the Yankees right now and the way that they're swinging the bats or not swinging the bats and how they could get this thing turned around. And you know what? If you want to take at least a glimmer of positivity from that game last night, Garrett Cole looked good, right? They didn't lose a game because of Garrett Cole, right? Pitched into the seventh inning. You'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah.
He's got to be one of your horses.
A better outing from Garrett Cole. The last couple weren't great. So, I mean, you think you feel pretty good about Garrett Cole. I'm not sure he's the dominant pitcher anymore. Like we still list him as like, well, if you have Garrett Cole,
right,
Max Fried in camp, so like, and look, I hope he returns to dominant Garrett Cole. I don't know if we're getting that. By the way, who the Yankees even pitching today? Do we know?
Bullpen game.
Awesome.
Bullpen game. Johnny Holstaff.
Awesome.
Yep. Johnny Holstaff. Looking forward to that.
Johnny Holstaff. It did take me a second to realize what you were saying.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that's what we got going. Let me ask you a question.
So they lose 2 out of 3. It could be, and now you're going to bullpen game.
Right. Lose 2 out of 3, which is looking at like 3 out of 4. Drew Rasmussen, who's thrown the ball well against you. The odds are not in your favor today. Really.
Well, that's the game where you say you need your bats to win you the game, and I don't think you feel pretty good about that right now.
I'm going to throw a question out to the panel here because I'm looking at 3 Yankee fans. Okay, they subscribe to the pinstripes. By the way, I like your sweatshirt a lot. I should have said that 20 minutes ago. I didn't realize exactly what it was. I have that sweatshirt. Not in that color. I have 2 other colors. But
All Saints?
Same thing. Same one, yeah.
Yeah.
Same style.
It's comfortable.
It's very comfortable.
Very much.
It's nice.
I'll shed it soon, though, because it gets
it's very
little
hot.
hot in
yeah,
here.
it's very hot. You don't want to get Legionnaires, which is a thing because it was on the news.
Yeah,
by
we
the
just
way,
saw it on
during
the
break.
news. It's becoming a real thing.
We're done. I'm done. I was exposed. I'm a carrier.
I'm going
all
to
that
come in
stuff.
tomorrow with a mask into the studio.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
You think I'll just do the show with a mask on?
No, I'll do it from other quarters, though. So let me ask you this question. What would the deficit in the American League East have to grow to where you as a fan of the team would wave the white flag and say, yeah, we're not the American League East champs this year? What number would that have to hit?
I mean, I already think they're probably not going to win in the division.
So 5 games, you're waving the white flag?
I'm not waving the white
With
flag.
3 months left?
You're obviously you're a significant underdog already. You're 5 down. What do we think? The Yankees just
remember Tampa just came out of a funk, though.
Like but the Yankees are all of a sudden just going to turn it around.
Well, they can't play any worse.
But you got to make up 5 games already.
The Mets
big underdog.
Mets blew a 7-game lead with 17 to play once upon a time one year. 5 games is nothing. You still got 70 games to play.
The Mets are special. We know that
in a lot of ways.
Yeah, like I'm pretty close. I mean, Tampa's not just going to go. Tampa's not just going to.
Tampa Bay we're talking
poop
about.
Their pants for the rest of the year.
Wow,
they're a good team. They're always pretty good.
Yeah, you look at the run differential, because I'm looking at the standings, and the run differential's right there.
Well, the Yankees have a higher run differential.
It's almost double.
Think about it. It is almost.
It is double. It's
almost
more than double.
It's incredible.
And yet they're 5 games back.
I can't wave the white flag yet. I'm not going to do that.
Well, I'm not waving the white flag, but I'm saying we're probably. I mean, if they really stumble into the break and lose another 3, if they're like 8 back at the break,
it's not ideal. It's not what you want. As
if
a wise
they're
man
8
once
back
said.
at the break, I'm pretty much saying you have like a 10% chance to win the division.
Raymond, what's the number? You got a number in your head?
No, I'm kind of with Jordan. Like I already feel like they're not going to win the division.
Wow,
It's just like,
the despair, the negativity. I won't stand for it.
They're 5 back. It's not despair. They're 5 back.
And
Aaron Judge they're playing like garbage. Aaron Judge is nowhere in sight.
Now.
Stanton's nowhere in sight. Nobody else can hit. What am I supposed to feel excited about here?
You think the Cubs, who are 6 back in Milwaukee, with all the talent they have, Pete Crow Armstrong, swinging the bat like there's no tomorrow, you think that the Cubs are waving the white flag?
Cubs are 27-19 at home. Yankees are 23-20.
Waving the white flag, but they're also they should be realistic. If you're 6 back already, that your chances of winning the division are not great.
RJ, what
already
say
pretty
you?
slim.
The Yankees have been a bad baseball team for the better part of a month.
No, they haven't been good.
So,
count me on the other side. To give up hope. Yeah, if it got to 8 at the break, is that what you said, Jordan? Yeah. 8 at the break, I'd probably let go of some of the hope. The Rays are the same team, though. I just looked it up because I was like, Dan, you said it, and I was like, I feel like the Rays have had some really long stretches of bad baseball. Also, they've had 2 separate stretches where they've lost 10 of 13 and 8 of 11.
Yep,
not tied together, different stretches.
It's baseball.
So they are. You said it, Jordan. They're pretty good. That's all I'm going to give them credit for. I think this is more about the Yankees being really bad right now than it is the Rays being some kind of dominant force.
But all they would have to do is play at 500.
Yeah, I think they have a stretch coming where it's going to go the other way. My question is, are the Yankees capable of going on a stretch where they win 10 of 13?
Yes.
Or win 8 of 11?
Yes.
This is about the Yankees for me.
100%. You're right.
I think there's a stretch coming for the Rays where they cool off a bit.
No, I think the Yankees
Will the Yankees take advantage of it?
Because the Yankees can't play any worse.
Yeah.
Right? They can't play any worse. And eventually, you're going to get a guy back who's pretty darn good. They're going to go out there and make some moves before the deadline to make a run at this thing. They'll get on a hot streak. It's inevitable. They will get on a hot streak.
So let's say there's 70 games left, right? We'll just say
there's exactly 70.
Okay. Let's say the Rays go 35-35. Nothing special. Okay. We now are going to think.
All right, so if they go 35, let me just give you a number. That would be 84. That'd be 89 wins.
All right.
So that means like 90?
What do the Yankees then have to go during that stretch?
To get to 90, they'd have to go 40 and 30. So you have to play 10 over.
The Yankees are going to play 10 games over.
As bad as they've been for the last month, they're only 8. They're still 8 over. So think about it.
Yeah, but that's over the totality of the season.
No, but as bad as they've been, they're still 8 over. Which
so
means
if the Rays play below what they're playing now, below average for them,
yeah,
the Yankees have to go 10 games over, which seems like that's going to be difficult for them given their no Aaron Judge. The odds aren't great because the odds are, to be fair, the Rays will probably play better than 500 over the duration of the season, at least a little bit.
They were 8. The Yankees' high water mark of the season was 18 games over 500. So think about that. They were 18 over, and as bad as they have been now for the last month, they've been the worst team in baseball, as a matter of fact, last 20 games. They're still 8 over 500.
DraftKings has it close to a coin flip, the division, so. Rays minus 145, Yankees plus 130. That's pretty close to a coin flip.
Well, here's what I'm confident in. By the time you get to August 3rd, the Yankees will go out there and add to their roster more than the Tampa Bay Rays will. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So that's a feather in their cap. All right, let's get some calls up here at 800-919-3776. We start with Joseph. He is in Ocean Gate if the dang mouse would actually work. Joseph, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Geno. How you guys doing this morning?
What's up, Joey?
What's up, Joe?
Yeah, so how you doing? Yes, you guys have told my Outbreak earlier. When I was in the Army, I worked in that building that the movie Outbreak was made out of. And, yeah, they was there when they discovered the West Nile virus and all that stuff, the anthrax. So it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know where, Joe, I don't know what we're up against here. But I don't feel good about it. That's all I know.
Did you go with the mask at that point? Was the mask a thing at that point?
No, not at all.
Yeah, still wasn't.
No, they're trying to scare you. No, so on the sports thing, I'm actually mentally where Ray is, wearing Knicks stuff. I'm thank God for the Knicks. Thank God we have that to always just go back on for the foreseeable future. Because the way the Yankees are playing, what they have 11 strikeouts last night, something like that.
Yep.
So
including the side in the ninth, obviously. Beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm still mentally just over the moon about that, and just trying to enjoy the summer and stuff. And hey, Yankees hopefully will turn it around. And we'll see. I mean, Judge has to come back right at some point. But it just shows you the like when Judge broke his toe, whatever it was, a couple of years ago, and they just could not win. They were playing horrible. I mean, it just shows you how great he is and how much we really have to appreciate the level of baseball that dude plays, and like you say, how many people are Derek Jeter where he has the average of a season in the playoffs? So, great week of shows this week, guys, and keep it up. And, hey, 65 or sooner, Jordan. Let's go.
65 or sooner. I think you don't worry about that now. But I don't know. Does the whole Knicks won the championship?
Football's starting soon.
Not yet.
Soon.
Knicks won the championship. Does that apply for the Yankees? Do you still go with that? You know what the Yankees think? Knicks won the championship?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
We're at that point already, though?
Just get me to training camp. That's where I'm at.
We're at that point with the Yankees, though? Knicks won the championship? Like season's over, Knicks won the title, all is good?
No,
season's not. Listen, there's baseball to play. I'm not saying like
a lot of baseball to play.
But I've got nothing. I've got nothing to make me feel good about where the team is headed right now. Again, I'm a broken record here. They're playing like an absolutely terrible baseball team. I don't know where Aaron Judge is. I don't know when I can expect him to come back. That's a big part of it.
How can I feel good?
I think you're seeing it with the three of us. It's hard for this team, considering it just feels like, same thing again, to be fully committed and fully engaged with this Yankees team at this time. Like, it's the middle of the summer.
Right.
It's the same thing over and over again. It feels almost like you're stuck in spin cycle. You're just not fully bought in on this team.
Now, RJ, can you help shed some light on, I don't know if there's any audio that's circulating on this. I know that Volpe spoke yesterday before the game. I guess there's a little bit of he said, she said going on right now, right? Involving Volpe. And I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just playing connect the dots, and there's a difference between the two. Mm-hmm. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just trying to get the facts straight is all I'm trying to do here. So don't misconstrue what I'm about to say. The way I understand it to be, okay, is that Michael on his show said something that Volpe refused to play second base in the minor leagues to get some reps at second base. He had heard. That's what Michael had said allegedly, right? RJ, I'm not making up rumors, right?
Michael had at the very beginning of this, Michael had heard that down in the minors, someone he trusted,
right?
It was brought to Anthony, hey, why don't you think about playing some second base while you're rehabbing, or while you're down here?
Yeah.
And he was not about it. That's what Michael had gone with initially.
Right. And I of course trust Michael. He's not making things up. You know, the person that he was talking to, he could have been a drug addict. Who knows? And that guy might have got the information wrong and probably did. Because then it got back to Volpe yesterday, and then he was cornered by the media before the game, if you want to call it that, and he refuted the whole thing, and he was like, no way, no how. And I think I read something, RJ, that he said he told them that he would play catcher if that's what it took.
Yeah, and Michael said he got a phone call yesterday. He said this on his show.
Right.
That he got a phone call from somebody he also trusts inside the Yankee organization, different person, that said that is simply not true. So Michael walked it back, apologized, said had bad information apparently. Now, what's interesting though,
right? And he wasn't just trying. It wasn't like a hot take thing.
Yeah.
Like he got the information from somebody, which is fine. Like sometimes, like it's like a game of telephone.
So it was reported elsewhere, however, outside of the ESPN walls.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have to check. I'm not sure that person took it back. I think they stood by it. I will check on that, but it feels like a little. What's going on here?
Here, you know what's going on here? I'll tell you exactly what's going on here. Why is this guy still on the team? Fair?
No, why not?
Shouldn't they? Wait a sec. Time. Are you in the camp of like the leash should still be long, and you think that this guy's going to turn into the untouchable prospect?
No, but he's not a complete scrub where he can't play in Major League Baseball. Maybe he's not the prospect we thought he was, or the Yankees.
But should he be your everyday shortstop? I guess that's what I wanted to say.
But that's not what you said. You said basically get him out of here.
Well, basically, no,
he's
what
a useful
I meant
player.
was,
I actually think I'd like him on the team.
Why is he your everyday shortstop? Is what I'm.
But he's not your everyday shortstop. I don't know why people are bugging out about him. He's become it's flipped to the overkill vibe on Anthony Volpe for me. Like he still could be a useful player to them. He's not an abomination in the field. Last year he was, but he's not now. I know he made an error, the costly error the other day. He has speed. He's been okay with the bat this year. Like he's a good bench piece for them right now.
A bench piece.
But that's what he is. He's not playing every day.
He's playing a lot of shortstop. Since he's come back, he's playing a lot of shortstop.
Who played shortstop the last 2 days?
Anthony Volpe.
No. Caballero played.
I mean, unless the box score that I'm looking at is in error, Anthony Volpe was your shortstop. And this is the problem. With all the injuries, you're having to play Caballero at second one day, in left one day, in right the next day, at third the next day. That's where the injuries really take a hold of this team, because if you want Caballero as your everyday shortstop, which I think is the best course of action for the way this team is built, the injuries are not affording that to happen because he's got to be jack-of-all-trades guy and play all over the diamond, which is also complicating
That's right. He played
things.
second base yesterday.
That's correct.
Forgot about that.
That's correct. So, again, that's another problem that just compounds matters on top of everything else.
I mean, when your option is put Ryan McMahon in the lineup or Anthony Volpe, who do you want? We had a coin flip?
Just for their bat, you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a great proposition either way, but I would probably take Volpe right now.
Yeah, so there we go. Jazz had a toe thing the other day, right?
Yeah.
So, and they're playing all these lefties. He hasn't been in the lineup a couple times now.
That's what I'm saying. And you get another lefty today. You get another one today, which is probably not going to go according to plan. At least not what you want. Times are hard right now.
Against lefties, I have no problem with him being in the lineup. Like that, the idea that we're picking on Anthony Volpe seems crazy to me.
But right now you're desperate. So you almost have no choice. But the problem is it's like you could have moved on and let it be known, all right, this guy's not. Look, if they didn't have the injury situation that they had right now, they basically came out and told you that. I mean, this happened at the end of last year. Caballero became the shortstop. They felt more comfortable with him there.
He should be their shortstop.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm all right with Volpe playing a couple days a week. Jose Caballero doesn't need to play 7 days a week, 6 days a week, however many games they play that week. Like, I'm fine with him playing 4 out of 6. But he should be their primary shortstop, yes.
The options are just not great right now. And that is a byproduct of the injuries, unfortunately. And when this thing rights itself, got no idea. But remember, next week, you got the draft, right? Even though it's the All-Star break, you've got the draft. And that's going to eat up most of the attention for all of these teams around the league, the front offices. That's what they're going to really, sink their teeth into. Once that draft stuff is gone, then you hunker down and you start looking at, all right, are we making moves or what? Who's available? Let's kickstart talks with this club and this general manager, see who we can bring in here. Once you get through that draft, it is trade season because the clock is ticking. And this team right now has played awful baseball for the last month, and they are trying like hell to even put a functional product out there on the field, which, you know what, seems like an impossible task night in and night out.
I'm trying to think in my head, what would be enough in a trade? Like, getting an Ahmed Rosario is not enough, right? We agree on that?
No, it's not 2017.
Getting a Jazz Chisholm type player, is that enough?
Nope. You're probably going to, if you want to get something of quality, that's really going to be a difference maker, you're going to have to tap into your farm system.
So we're talking about giving up a significant amount for some. If we're talking about better than a Jazz Chisholm type player.
Probably.
And what else does that do?
Jazz Chisholm has no value anywhere else.
But what else does that do? Cost money.
Money.
Are the Yankees willing to pay that extra money?
Yes, they will.
We've seen them have limits, though. It is a fair question, right?
But they'd probably look to even take on a guy who's just on an expiring contract to rent a player for the rest of the season. And then you're just paying, whatever's left on the contract for the remainder of the year, which is
does that player exist? Because there's the Skubal as a pitcher, but who's the Skubal as a hitter? Who's on the last year of his deal?
Luis Arise. You know what? I know that it's not a righty, but you'll take it. Compared to what you got right now, you'll take it. Buster was onto something a little bit. When you look at the parameters.
I'll take it. And that's, like you said, the options aren't.
And by the way, that's got to happen soon. That's got to happen really, really soon. Did you see what the Giants did yesterday, or what happened to them? They almost got no hit by Dylan Cease, and they lost 10-0. And I saw Tony Vitello, the manager, after the game yesterday. I felt bad for the guy. They should put him out of his misery, and Buster Posey should go up there and be like, you know what, I screwed up. It's on me. I should have never hired a guy with no major league experience, coaching, managing, nothing. He's in over his head. It is an abomination with the San Francisco Giants. It's so bad. But point is, Arise, they should begin that fire sale in San Francisco. All right, 800-919-3776. That is the telephone number. When we come back, boy, things are still getting a little hot in the kitchen for one member of the United States soccer team. Do you believe it? It's crazy. We'll discuss. It is GNR and for DNR, ESPN New York. 6:59 on a Thursday morning. Let us get a check of the roads and say good morning, Debbie Duhame.
Good morning, Dan. Hi, Jordan. Hey, Dan, no problems with the PATH trains, but we do have delays on the LIRR this morning. Babylon branch suspended between Jamaica and Babylon. It's all due to a power outage near Rockville Center. Watch for that closure over on 43rd between 2nd and 3rd and the Deegan North at Willis Ave. It's an accident involving a bus, LIE West at the Clearview, a disabled truck. Sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place place it mad. Call the 24-hour victim helpline 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. I'm Debbie Duhaime on 880 ESPN New York.
Hey Yankees fans, gather a group of 10 or more and take advantage of our 2026 Yankees group ticket specials. Whether you're getting together with family and friends, organizing a fundraiser, or entertaining clients, your group will love bonding over the Bronx Bombers. Start planning your 2026 group outings today. Log on to Yankees.com/groups. Call 212-YANKEES or email us at groups@Yankees.com. That's 2026 group tickets. Call 212-YANKEES or visit Yankees.com/groups today.
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, and I know how a serious accident can change your life just like that.
I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and I understand that with pain comes medical bills and time out of work. Let us get you justice.
This is John Ryan, the closer. For over 35 years, our family has been getting accident victims every dollar they deserve.
I started this firm for the injured so they can bite back against the insurance companies.
Our legacy is to get you justice. Bite back.
To get you paid, bite back.
At D'Agostino & Associates, bite back means fight back. When you're hurt and they blame you, we bite back and get you every dollar you deserve. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, so call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. 1-800-248-3222. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
This summer, bring out the best in your margarita with Milagro. From crisp, citrus-ready silver to smooth, refined reposado. Every bottle is made with 100% blue agave. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Please enjoy Milagro responsibly.
Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, even running back Bijan Robinson.
When I'm on the field and feeling the pressure, I usually just take a deep breath. When I'm just breathing and seeing what's in front of me, everything just slows down. It just makes me feel great before I run the play.
Just like Bijan, we all need a strong mental game on and off the field. Make a game plan for your mental health at loveyourmindplaybook.org.
Love your mind.
Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Foundation, the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation, and the Ad Council.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Last night, the frustration boiled over a little bit. You saw Boone get ejected, Brad Ausmus as well.
Obviously, offensively now is a struggle for us.
Another loss. Another loss.
There's no magic pill.
He and Brian Cashman, do you think we're just going to keep going? 25? Like, how many years do you think we're going to go?
Until the candle burns out, baby.
Crapshoot, guys.
Until the candle burns out. That's how long you got.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
All right, 1 hour in the books. GNR in for DNR here on ESPN New York. Grosser on at 800-919-3776. Yanks fall again to the Tampa Bay Rays. The Bats MIA. Cole pretty good, but no offense to speak of yet again. 11 of their last 13 in the L column. They'll try to salvage a 4-game split later on this afternoon. Bullpen game, and the Rays will throw Drew Rasmussen at them. So the task getting a little bit tougher for the Yanks now, just 4 games before the break. They'll head to D.C. after this one this afternoon. So World Cup is back in action today. Quarterfinals, France, Morocco. Really, really good game. Did you miss the soccer yesterday? Because like we've had it like every single day. There was no soccer yesterday.
Yeah, it was like something missing. It was. What's going on today? Oh, nothing?
That's soccer like every day for a month.
I know, but it's a sign that it's slowing down.
I know, it stinks. It really and truly does. So we got like 4, 2, 6. Do we care about the third place game? There's actually a third place game.
Yeah,
it doesn't do anything for you. So there's 7 more games, including the final, of course. So 7 more, and you got one this afternoon. But, we thought we put the U.S. team to bed with their horrible performance against Belgium back on Monday, and we did a lot of talk on it, of course, the next morning and the fallout and so on and so forth. But the fallout continues.
Yeah.
Do you know that? Like, it's not going away because now everybody is having their reaction. Yeah, everybody is, chiming in and giving their takes, whether it's pundits and analysts and even former players, guys that have worn the shield, that have worn the crest, are having their swings at this current team right now. And one in particular, I don't know if you saw this, Landon Donovan, who, is a commentator as well for Fox, but he was a guy who
also happens to be the most accomplished U.S. national team player of all time.
He's right up
for
there.
our team.
For sure. Him or Dempsey, right? Like one or the other. But, had some moments, but also had some setbacks and some flaws. So he does a podcast with Tim Howard, another accomplished player, former goalie, right, for the national team.
These are like our best players of all time, basically.
Pretty much. Tim Howard, by the way, was on the team in 2002. Or they both were, right?
Yeah,
like
so was
in 2002.
Donovan was the key player on the team. Scored the goal that got him, right?
Big-ass goal.
Yeah.
To the quarterfinals. So they got a podcast, Unfiltered Soccer. And they really went to school on Christian Pulisic. And we did as well. And I think a lot of people did who watched that game because it was not a good World Cup for him. Remember last year when you had the Gold Cup in the United States last summer, he was somebody who decided, I'm not going to play the Gold Cup. My teammates, my new coach, I'm good. I'm going to rest. I'm going to recharge the batteries, make sure I'm 1,000% ready to rock and roll for the World Cup. Not a good World Cup.
Okay, fine. You want to not participate, but then you better produce in the World Cup, right?
Amen. And he didn't do that.
He did not?
He didn't do that. So, Landon Donovan on the podcast. I mean, you draw your own conclusions. Let's start with this one first and foremost. RJ, you think there's any particular order here to knock these out, these Landon Donovans? Like, is there like something that's like in sequence?
No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily. All right, how about this? First and foremost, this happens to a lot of star players. Their entourage. Everybody's got the entourage, right? The people that like to kind of, mingle amidst the star in the solar system, right? Try to see if they can get some of that.
Not everyone. Eli Manning didn't have an entourage.
No, he was one of the exceptions.
Special.
And I didn't even know Pulisic was one of these guys. Really and truly didn't. But apparently he is. And Landon Donovan let everybody in on what goes on behind closed doors.
One of the biggest problems, I speak to people who are at U.S. Soccer, I speak to his sponsors, I speak to his teammates, I speak to the staff and the coaches. People are fed up with the way things are handled around him. And it's not necessarily him, but it's his agents, his family, his hangers-on, the people are influencing. People are fed up with it. They treat people poorly, they do things poorly. It's always a no. Whenever you want to ask, can we do an interview? It's always a no. You can't get near him. He doesn't say hi to the commentators who do all the games all the time. When they walk by, all the other guys come over and shake hands and say hello. There's just this sense about him that like you can't get near him. It's too big. And I actually don't think it's from him. I think it's from the people around him. They need to stop, and he needs to man up and have a conversation with them and say, look guys, this is not helping me. He needs to get some training on media. I did too. I said a lot of dumb and people are like, hey, Landon, you don't want to come off this way, do you? And I still make mistakes all the time. All of these things can be a positive. I have to say, though, he has a big challenge ahead. Because, Tim, I'm thinking ahead to the next game. And, JR, like, if we happen to be at this game, the next U.S. game in this country, what do you think that's going to look like? Like, think about that. Is he going to get booed when they announce him? Maybe. People are livid. So, anyway, it's a long-winded way of saying this can be a good moment in your life. A lot of things need to change. And I actually think it's not him. I think it's the people around him.
All right, lot to take in there, right? But I'm going to circle back to something that you just said before we heard from Landon Donovan there. That's fine. Okay? Maybe he does need to make some changes in his inner circle and all these other things. Treat people better, so to speak, or he or his team, whatever. If he went out there and delivered, and let's say if the United States was getting ready for a game tomorrow against Spain in the quarterfinals, which we all hoped happened, this wouldn't even be a big issue.
Nope.
Because did we hear anything about this, like before this World Cup?
This sort of does check the box and sort of validate what you kind of had heard and people knew about him for a while. and he's saying he's coddled and entitled in a way. Like let's be fair. Like that's what he's saying in a lot of words there. And this is kind of the reputation that Christian Pulisic has, and it's been around for years. And like again, that's fine and dandy if you go out and perform. But when you don't go out and perform, and he didn't play great, I think it's gotten overkill.
You think it's piling on at this point?
Yeah, but he wasn't. It's not like he played awful in the World Cup, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He was great in the first game he played. Obviously, got injured. He only played the first half, right? He was dominant. He came back against Turkey. Actually, was really good.
Right, he was.
Created a bunch of chances, and they just wanted to see if he was healthy. Actually played really well in his 15 minutes, whatever it was, 20 minutes. Fine. The third game he played in was the knockout game against Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Right.
He was okay. Not great, but also not terrible. And then he played really poorly in the final game. And obviously that's the most important game, Belgium. Worst game we've probably seen him play, that I probably ever seen him play, to be honest with you.
Right.
So now that's all you remember. So that has the lasting memory. So it's not that he was awful in every game he played, but he was awful in that last game, and that's the biggest game. And when you're the biggest star, and when you're the one in all the commercials, all the attention, and the expectations are on you, this is what comes with those expectations. The team talks constantly about, getting young people on board and showcasing the sport. Well, when you're that guy and you're getting all the attention and the money and the commercials that come with it, you know what else comes with it, Dan?
Criticism.
The criticism. And you have to handle it. And that's where he is now. And he's hearing it from all sides, Landon Donovan included, because Landon Donovan is actually a really good person to listen to in that regard, because he was that guy. So if he could gain and learn anything from it, hopefully he could help moving forward, because the reality is he's going to have to produce big time. Like the World Cup, his legacy internationally for how he does for the U.S. team is going to be based now on what he did in that next World Cup. If he makes it there.
I'm not equating the two, but to your point, what you're saying is it like some people, it's like they want to hold Aaron Judge's feet to the fire because he doesn't perform in October like he does throughout the regular season, despite the 3 MVPs and all that other stuff. But
he has done some stuff for the national. He's had good moments for the national team. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But he doesn't have his crowning moments, like Aaron Judge, like you said.
His crowning moment on the international stage as far as the World Cup was the goal against, Iran 4 years ago or whatever, where the tying goal and he got hurt. And he couldn't finish the game. Like, remember, on that goal, he got hurt.
They didn't make the World Cup in 2018.
Right.
When he was granted, he was very young on that team. And then they did well in the group stage here, and they flopped in the knockout game where he played awful.
And again, I mean, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but you said, did well in the group stage. Back in December when they had the draw, that looked like a great draw for the United States, right? Like they were supposed to come out of the group, probably even win the group,
but they did what they were supposed to do.
But also, remember, I think this field as a whole was watered down a little bit because you added 16 more teams, right? Like if this was a 32-team World Cup, what kind of group would we have been in? What type of competition would we have faced? Would we have won the group then? Don't know. But back to that game from earlier this week, the Belgium game, nobody was good that night. So I know, we're saying he was terrible again, but so was everybody.
But he's the best player.
Correct.
So everyone's looking at the best player. You need your best player to show up when everyone else is not playing well, and he did not.
But a lot of people are looking at that, if they're not maybe soccer aficionados, and RJ could attest to this. We talk the commercials and all this other stuff. What was the beer commercial when they're in the hotel lobby? Was it for Michelob or something like that?
Ultra.
Mick Ultra, I think.
Ultra. He's in a commercial with Leo Messi.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? You know what I'm saying? You might as well have, the concierge there with Leo Messi. You know what I'm saying? And if you are a player, people that don't follow the sport, they're like, I know Messi. He's supposed to be really good, right? Messi's really good. So Pulisic is in the same commercial with him? He also must be really good.
And it actually showed up on my feed.
Yeah.
I was sitting next to my wife yesterday. Do you know how many...
You sit next to each other often or no?
On the couch.
On occasion?
Yeah. Do you know how many Instagram followers? You guys want to take a guess that Leo Messi has?
It's how many million?
Oh, yeah. Tens of millions.
Tens of millions.
I don't know, 40 million.
Well, Ronaldo
40 million, huh?
How many does Ronaldo have? He's got
All right, I'll give you Ronaldo. Okay? Let me pop it up. 40 million, I'm going to say is...
too high?
Too high? No.
Too low.
No,
Way too low. Way too low.
Way too low.
Are we talking? Are we into
Too
the
low.
100 million?
No, no
I
joke.
don't
Like,
even
look at that. Soccer is popular. Like, if you don't think soccer is popular, you don't. I mean, like, you know, but you don't know. Like, look at something like that to see how popular.
Well, Ronaldo has even more.
Yeah.
Than Messi. You guys aren't even in the right stratosphere.
Wait, the hundreds of
Guess
millions?
again?
Ronaldo has more?
Yes.
Want to guess again?
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah. Want to guess again? Multiply by a lot.
So we're
hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of millions at this point.
Yeah.
200 million.
Way too low.
500 million.
Still too low.
Oh my God.
Give me
You're close, though. That's close. No, 500 is close, but 500. It was like 512, I think.
Oh
million.
my
Messi?
God.
Messi.
And what does Ronaldo have?
674. 674 million.
Wow. It's incredible.
I mean, people
So,
have Instagram.
You're talking about like he's in a commercial with
Hey,
guys.
Ray, those are all bots. That's
a lot of bots.
He's buying followers.
Cristiano Ronaldo, 674 million followers on Instagram. So your point.
Yeah.
He's in a commercial with guys who have 500 plus million followers on Instagram alone. Like, that's the level that he's floating at.
Well, that's the thing. And for people that don't acknowledge it, like, soccer by far is the most popular sport in the world. It's not even close when you see those type of, like, how many does LeBron James have?
You guys said 50 million.
At first, yeah.
I think
I don't know what's considered a lot of followers these days. So I guess I'm way off. I didn't know.
No. I mean, I saw that number and I thought I thought it was fake.
I didn't know people were rolling up towards like 1 billion these days.
Well, I think they might be number one on the whole. Like, I think Ronaldo might be number one on all Instagram.
He's up there, yeah.
LeBron has 154 million.
Like, Ronaldo has
it's Ronaldo. He has the most out there of anyone.
Ronaldo has 111 million Twitter followers, or X followers.
Yeah, Ronaldo, Messi. They're top two, so there you go.
Soccer's popular.
I didn't know the bar had gone that high.
Soccer is really popular. There's more from this Landon Donovan podcast I want to get into as well. And then there's a trickle-down effect as well to the programs and developing players that has also been kind of thrown into the fire. And it's another talking point when it comes to soccer in this country that I want to get to. Plus, we'll get your input as well at 800-919-3776. But before we hit the break, though, before we do that, on the subject of soccer and all these teams and the quarterfinals starting up today here with the World Cup, people are watching these games and they're saying to themselves, God, I want that shirt. I want that jersey that guy's wearing. That looks really good. I got to get that.
That Messi jersey, yeah.
So, you know what? I don't know about you. But if I have those type of questions, and I need to ask one person in particular where I would go about acquiring said items, I ask RJ.
Yeah.
RJ,
seems like a good choice.
Provide me with some information.
Isn't that insane? There's like, 8-ish billion people on the earth?
A lot of water, though, too. A lot of water.
But I mean, still, if you got 500 million that follow these guys on Instagram, I mean, you're talking about just wild percents of the earth that follow them just on social media.
Yeah,
that's incredible. Good for them. But if you do want the Messi jersey, I mean, he's still playing. You can get a Ronaldo. It's more of a timepiece now.
And get a Saudi jersey.
Wait, were you wearing a Ronaldo jersey yesterday?
I don't get the names.
Just a generic.
Generic.
National team.
Yeah. But if you do want, just for posterity.
Sure.
I mean, you got to go to Champ Sports Fan Central Station. You can still get your Messi if you want. You know what? How about a Harry Kane jersey? Harry Kane's been really good. Check him out. Whoever you want to check out. England.
Mbappe, he's good.
Argentina, yeah.
Good player.
Dembele.
Lamine Yamal.
Whoever you want. Lamine Yamal, he's still playing.
There you go.
125 West 33rd Street. That's where you would find Champ Sports Fan Central Station. They have jerseys for everybody, even the eliminated teams like us. You can get ahead of it for the next World Cup 4 years from now. 125 West 33rd Street, where you need to be. And for all you Knicks fans, which we all are, championship gear to celebrate the team's first title. So if you're like Ray, you're like, hey, we might stink at X, Y, and Z, baseball, soccer, all these things. Knicks are still champs. You can be a champ too. You can look like a champ. And you can go to Champs. Champ Sports Fan Central Station, 125 West 33rd Street.
That is chock full of information right there from RJ, and I expected nothing less. We return. Grasser and on GNR, ESPN New York.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Listen up. Fanatics Fest returns to the Javits Center July 16th through the 19th for 4 days of nonstop action right in the middle of the biggest sports weekend of the summer. See more than 500 athletes and celebrities, including Aaron Judge, Kevin Durant, Jalen Brunson, Jay-Z, Travis Scott, and hundreds more. All at the world's #1 sports fan festival. Tickets are on sale now. Grab yours before they're gone at fanaticsfest.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087. 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087. Or simply visit TRA.com.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
I'm one of the dopes that's sitting here 10 days ago saying, it's the American League. This league stinks. And it does. It does stink. And they very well may be in a position to win it anyway. It doesn't make me feel good about going forward.
But if you're losing, what does that say about you? If the American League stinks, you're getting your ass kicked in, what does that say about you right now?
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
GNR for DNR here on ESPN New York. Talking about the piling on Pulisic by the Landon Donovans of the world in the soccer universe. Here's another one from their Unfiltered Soccer podcast that Pulisic has to listen to criticism.
I believe I am uniquely qualified, the only person probably who's been in his shoes. The level of which he is dealing with this is much greater than the level I dealt with, because this was 2006 for me. Not many people were paying attention. It was not a home World Cup. Social media didn't exist. So this is exacerbated by a ton. I have been in his shoes. I had a horrible World Cup, completely let the team down, was getting criticized for the first time, not to the extent he is. I know the feeling. The feeling is identical. And I would just say this. It led me to to therapy. It led me to take a look at my life and my career honestly for the first time. It allowed me to have massive, important conversations with people I love in my life about all things, not just soccer, and it changed my life forever in a positive way. I don't know if Christian cares about that, wants to do all that. We don't have a great relationship now. I'm sure he doesn't like me, doesn't respect me. I'm saying this to you, Christian. You probably don't listen. This is an opportunity to help and to change your life forever.
He doesn't like him or respect him because I believe that's based on, you guys tell me if I'm wrong, Donovan being critical of him not playing in that previous tournament, right?
Sure.
Earlier,
The
like
Gold Cup.
last year. The Gold Cup, yeah. So, but look, this is what it's all about because the reality is U.S. soccer is still going to rely heavily on Christian Pulisic. He's their best player moving forward still, probably through another World Cup. And it's going to be about how he handles the criticism that came with flopping on the biggest stage on their home turf.
That's the one that stands out, like you said, home turf, right?
Yeah.
It just seems like makes it even worse.
Right. There's more eyeballs. There's more people watching. Kids aren't leaving this tournament being like, I want to beat Christian Pulisic now.
No.
He had that opportunity right in front of him. A lot of these guys did, and he didn't capitalize on it. He whiffed in the biggest game. He played the worst game I've ever seen him play.
All right, couple more here, and then want to get into something else. Tim Howard, who does the podcast with Landon, he basically just said the player is what he is at this point.
What I would say about him is, when someone tells you or shows you who they are, you believe them.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a nice footballer. I think he's a very nice footballer. Still think he's the best player on the team. Outside of that, you'd have to ask me very direct questions to which I could give you very direct answers, but ultimately, he's a nice footballer.
All right, last one. This is from Taylor Twellman, okay, the former U.S. national guy in the broadcasting.
Went to college at?
I don't know. You tell me.
Maryland.
MD. Okay. He's a Terp. He was on the Dan Patrick show out in Tahoe, I believe, at the big golf tournament they have.
The, what's it called? The Lake Tahoe event?
Yeah. Beautiful out there, by the way. And he said, you know what? The performance shouldn't come as any surprise.
Remember that from January 1st to the World Cup, he had 0 goal contributions for Milan. Before that, I just want everyone that's listening to know, July 27th, 2025 to January 1st, 2026, he was second in goal contributions in Serie A, and then literally saw a ghost. Because a player of his caliber, you can get assists. Someone like myself, I only scored goals. I wasn't anything else. I wasn't anywhere near that. So he's not just a goal scorer. I need the general public to understand, but he's the playmaker. He does things that other players can't. He's your guy for the United States. So if anyone's a little surprised that he struggled in this World Cup, well, you didn't read the tea leaves.
There you go. And look, I remember in years past when we had this conversation that seems to be recycled every 4 years after a World Cup. You look at some of these other international teams in the countries and the programs that they put out there on the international stage, and you look at some of these players. Like you ran down the list, and we were doing the guys who were stars. We have nice players. You know what I'm saying? Like they try hard. They're good. Some of them are even successful in their respective leagues or whatnot. Major League Soccer growing, all that stuff. But how do we develop guys that? And I know this is like the highest bar possible, but how do you develop to get the next guy who can even come close to a Ronaldo or a Messi or, like these attackers, these forwards, these guys who are just, you know what I mean? Like we've had Tim Howard was a nice goalie. You know what I'm saying? We've had a couple of other dudes there in the back end. But like as far as like guys who are going to be transformative, and you thought that, the program built up Pulisic to a certain level, that maybe he can develop into one of those like shining stars. So is it fair to him? Like, who missed the boat? Who maybe oversold it a little bit? Is it just on our end because we're so eager to have, like, one of our own that could be respected to that on that level on the world stage? You know what I mean? Like, or is it a combination of it all?
Look, I don't see anything wrong with promoting him. And, like, he's had more success in Europe than any player we've ever had, right? I think that's pretty much indisputable at this point. He, as an attacking player, as a field player, has had more success than anyone we've ever had. Like, he has that ability. He's had success at Chelsea, at AC Milan. These are big, big-time clubs in the Premier League, in Italy, like Champions League he's played in. So he has that ability, and he's our best player, so of course we're going to sell him. Like, what else are we going to sell? He's not top 10 player in the world level, but we don't have that to sell.
Right.
So I don't understand what people expect. What are we supposed to sell?
You know what it is? I think that people are tired of having that same conversation every 4 years. That's what I think it is. Those that have followed the team for decades, right? Since going all the way back to 1994. I think people are tired of having that conversation after every World Cup that, okay, where are we? How can we get better? You know? Like, how come we're not at this level? Like, I was looking at this thing, and I don't know how they go about, like, accruing the standings for a World Cup, for example, but I guess, like, now that we're past the round of 16 in the tournament, like, we came in 12th in this World Cup. Because we're top 12, but yet that's still not good enough, right? Like, we thought we would be better, or we hoped we would be better than 12th. You know?
I guess. I mean, what are we, like? What's our ceiling, like 8th?
That's what you hope for, right? You know, we're 12th, but, like, are we really the 12th best team in the world? No. Right? No.
We're in that grouping, I think. We're in, like, that.
We're a little bit lower.
We're in that, like, third tier, top of the third tier grouping. I'm like
I said, Switzerland's got a better program than us. Switzerland's in the quarterfinals. We're not. Italy didn't make the World Cup, but Italian soccer is still better than United States soccer, right?
I mean, but we're in the same, like, Switzerland. They haven't made it in 60 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, we're in the same boat as them. Like, well, we made it in 2002, right? That's what we have.
But what's bad
is
that you're going to look at this as a lost opportunity because it was on our soil.
Yeah,
and we didn't.
Now go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, if we had a chance to take that next step, this was the ideal scenario for it to happen.
For sure. And now the conversation is, why can't we get better? And there's a lot of rhetoric right now about the youth systems in America. It's pay to play. And look, I have a daughter. She played very competitively. She's, a high school player. And you see it growing up. And, yeah, there's all these club teams and you have to pay. I don't think that's the problem.
Hold that thought, though. Hold that thought, because it's a good point, and I want to get to that next. We will get to that next, because a lot of that is also circulating as to why we ultimately hit a certain level and can never bust through that door. Jordan was alluding to it. We'll get into it more. 800-919-3776. GNR and for DNR, ESPN New York.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic, and in-home delivery on any mattress $399 and up. It's free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
The 2026 U.S. Open Tennis Championships are back, where the world's greatest city meets the world's greatest tennis players. Fan Week begins August 23rd. Experience the Mixed Doubles Championship on the 25th and 26th. And the U.S. Open Singles Championship starts Sunday, August 30th. All tickets on sale now at usopen.org. The U.S. Open. Spectacular awaits.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
When we started Oakland Roots Sports Club, we needed a strong foundation. Gusto has had our back since day one, making sure every hire, every paycheck, and every player is taken care of. They're the team behind our team. With Gusto, we stay rooted and give Oakland the love it deserves. I'm Idris Argandawal, co-founder of Oakland Roots and Gusto customer since 2018.
See why 500,000 businesses trust Gusto for payroll, HR, and more. Get started for free at gusto.com/roots.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by tax relief advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087. 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087 or simply visit TRA.com.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
It's time to start calling guys out. There's been a lack of accountability with the Yankees forever, where you've got a manager that defends. The players are way too comfortable. Everybody gets apologies for how they play. Maybe it's not a lack of focus. Maybe it's just a lack of accountability that they know at the end of the day, I'm still going to be in the lineup. I'm still going to get defended by the organization.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Weekdays at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
All right, GNR in for DNR here on ESPN New York. We're going to have a little nobservations. Did it happen in a little state known as Florida, as we do each and every Thursday? That's coming up in about 15 minutes or so. The soccer conversation rages on. So you were talking about it before the break, and I'm glad you brought it up. Unprompted, by the way. It was almost like you had a sixth sense. That's why you're so great. Because a lot of the folks out there are kind of just filibustering about, well, how do we take this thing to the next level? Like, how do we get to the quarterfinals, or dare I say even maybe get to a semifinal of a World Cup with some of these other soccer nations? And we talk about, the grassroots level of soccer players in this country and the financial implications and the financial responsibilities that it takes to be able to go through these programs. Now, look, when I grew up playing youth soccer, and I know it was the Stone Ages compared to now. It was a long time ago. Maybe I was naive. Maybe I was unaware. I don't think that you had to invest, like, significant money unless you were like a freaking prodigy, unless you were like Pele Jr., and they were going to send you off to, Switzerland at some soccer academy or something like that.
You had your friend's dad who owns like a shoe store as your coach.
The volunteer coach, exactly. And those were damn good shoes too, by the way. But that's all it was. And the ones that were gifted or better, they just, maybe joined another league, but it wasn't one of these like, they went away to a foreign land to just go to some soccer academy 24/7 like that. But nowadays things have changed. When I was growing up, there wasn't even, growing up in the Northeast, bad weather, like baseball academies like you see now. It's like every kid and their brother, sister, they're all in like playing baseball, these indoor things, these travel programs and getting coaching and instructing. Like that was never a thing when we were kids.
No, you just went from one sport to the next.
Exactly.
You played soccer in the fall and then you played soccer again in the next fall.
That's it. It's as simple as that. Fall ended, okay, then you went to basketball, right. And then
baseball in the spring.
Baseball in the spring, exactly. Summer you played with your friends. You did whatever the hell you wanted to do.
But look, my daughter is a high school soccer player. Mm-hmm. So I kind of understand this a little bit. She grew up. She played on a club team. It's competitive. You're paying money. There's private trainings. People do left and right. Like it's expensive.
Now, when you say shed some light on that because I'm naive to it. So shed some light on club team paying money. Like what are you paying for exactly?
So you're no longer coached by
the guy at the shoe store.
Bob's dad.
Right.
Yeah. Mr. Shoe Salesman. Mm-hmm. There's high level coaches, like real coaches. Mm-hmm. Now, the argument is their desire at these clubs is to win. So they're not in it ultimately for what's best for the kid, because you're trying to win at age 8. So you're trying to build the best team. So you'll cut a kid and you don't make it. And then the argument is that kid will be left behind because he'll be turned off from the sport, and you're trying to win at age 8. Your ultimate goal isn't actually to develop the kid. It's to win.
Mm-hmm.
And then you keep bringing in kids. You bring in money. Some of these teams have 20-plus kids on a roster because, hey, that's more money you're bringing into the program, to the club, right? And then the kid will sit the bench, and he'll get discouraged, and he won't want to play anymore. But to me, and then the argument is, well, some of our best athletes can't afford to play in these clubs and all this stuff. Well, the reality to me that's I don't really think that's the biggest problem. If a kid's really good and really talented and they have a desire to play, they'll make it work. Everybody wants to win. They'll make it work.
And that's why I look at some of these like dirt poor countries around the world where you have these. Remember, like they have nothing. But they get a ball, and they play in, like, the middle of the street on a dirt road or whatever. And if
Bingo.
Right?
That's the difference. To me, it's not as ingrained in our culture. That I don't know how we can make that up. There's all kinds of private training. My daughter's going against people in high school who have private training, really high-level coaching, 3 to 5 times a week. I mean, hundreds of dollars an hour they're paying. And they're going to be really good players and really high-level players.
Yeah, but so
the problem is that you can only get so far by doing that.
It's not even a 1%. You know what I'm saying? Like every parent out there, and you're no different, right? Everybody thinks their kid's special, right? Their kid, and some are even delusional enough to think that my kid is the next Pele, or like we're talking, or he's going to be the next Ronaldo or whatever. Like, okay, that's nice. Way to support your kid, but that's not the facts. And it happens in other sports, too. Like I said, with the baseball instruction. Like they think their kid's going to be like the next Aaron Judge or whatever. Okay, great. But, I mean, having to invest all these resources, the money, the coaching, all these things, like you can do that. But to me, you can coach up whoever the hell you want to coach. If the kid doesn't have it in them, like that stuff to me is almost like God-given. You're born with it to become like the one who are going to play on like the highest level possible. I don't think there's enough coaching or money or resources that can be able to bring that out of somebody. Like if I go for singing lessons to become an opera singer, the next Pavarotti, I could sit there and do it 7 days a week. It's not me. That doesn't mean I'm going to become an opera singer on a world-class level, right?
But to me, it has to be ingrained in your society, in your culture, right? These other countries, the Argentinas, Brazil,
that's what I think it is,
England,
by the way.
Germany, they're going out like, what do you do at recess? What do they do at recess? They play soccer.
They play soccer.
Or they call it football.
Right.
They play football. What do they do at home? What do they do when they get home with their friends? What do they do in their backyard? What do they do in their driveway? What do they do when they're in their house? They're sitting there kicking a soccer ball.
Yep.
We don't do that. Like Christian Pulisic, I think, is what he is. I watched a documentary on him.
Yeah.
He actually grew up in a culture where soccer was. Like, both his parents were big soccer players.
Mm-hmm.
So he grew up in, like, he would go in his back, in the, it was actually the video I saw was him in a parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
He would go outside and juggle by himself and say, Mom, I'm going to juggle 300 times today as a 6-year-old. Like, that has to be a culture for everybody to be, like, we're okay, what are you doing at playground? Oh, we're going to, everybody goes outside and just kicks the ball around. That's how you naturally get better, right? And then the coaching will then refine it later on.
That's what I
think the whole pay for play and the level of coaching, there's really high level coaching. My daughter's coach is excellent. Like, it's a gazillion times better than anything me and you had growing up. You'd be impressed.
What qualifications does the daughter's coach have? Like, I'm curious.
He played semi-pro. His dad was on the U.S. national team. Played with Pele.
Really?
Yeah.
What was his dad's name?
Bob Smith.
That sounds like a made-up name.
Look it up.
I'm not. I mean, I trust
Bobby Smith.
But I'm just
played
saying,
with
like,
Pele. Played on the Cosmos.
Right. Like when you hear Bob's, I mean, that's like Mike Jones, Bob Smith. I mean, we're one name away from Joe Blow.
There was no hesitation. It's Bob Smith.
Dylan Smith. I mean, look it up. He's good. Look at Bobby Smith.
He's good.
No, I trust you. I
trust you, but that sounds made up.
But it just sounds too. It sounds too generic. I want to hear, like, what was his name? It was Mauricio. Where's the Dave cut?
Marcel Chichito.
Yeah, Marcel Chichito. Let me hear that.
Marcel Chichito.
That's
Mario Pinchetta. Florin Belugan.
That's what I need to. That's what I want to be impressed. Enrico Provolone. That's what his.
That's a made up name.
That's a made-up name, yes. But he's from the Provolone region.
Bobby Smith played on the Cosmos, okay?
With Pele, with
Yes.
Canalia, with all those guys.
Yes.
There was a good documentary on that. I forgot what it was called recently.
He was in it.
Yeah.
Bobby Smith was in it.
So his son is the coach. All right, so the qualifications are there. That's good.
And so he obviously knows what he's doing. So and look, you should see. There's so many academies. There's so many coaches,
and those things never existed when we were growing up.
Tab Ramos's son is one of these private coaches. I mean, there's so many guys that are
Grew up in the same town as Tab Ramos.
There
He
you
was
go.
like Tab Ramos. He was like this mythical figure. You know, he made it off the mean streets and onto the U.S. national team and international.
So there's
acclaim.
obviously some quality coaching. It's just not part of our culture. So if you're not playing it constantly, if it's just not a pickup game in the backyard, like when you're 7 years old, like you were already at a significant disadvantage.
Well, see,
and so you can only develop so much.
And those are the memories. And I'm going to get to the calls here in just a second. We got a lot of them, and that's good. At 800-919-3776. Looking back, and that's why I always circle back to 1994. And I was telling my wife this story, like, because I didn't know her at the time, like when the World Cup was here then, right? That was such a magical summer because I remember it vividly. Forget about like having the way soccer exploded in this country. It was like an awakening, if you will. Like you go drive past any park, whatever. More often than not, there's pickup basketball games, like in our country, right? Pickup basketball games because all you need is a ball. You need a ball and a hoop. That's it. You don't even need a lot of people. You could one-on-one, whatever. That summer, at least my neck of the woods, everybody was playing soccer. Like we would go to a couple of these parks, one a really a college or whatever, and it was like people literally, like no joke, like coming like out of the woods. It was almost like Field of Dreams. Like, and it was the same people.
That's unusual.
But that summer, that's what I mean. It was like soccer fever grabbed hold of everybody, and it was just that whole summer we played soccer, and it was fantastic. With like on Sundays, like you had these like guys, there were like 30 of them, and they would have these like weekly pickup soccer games, like, and we would join in, and like we were playing like these like Mexican like men, and they were like so good, and we were just like little runs from high school, but it was like you had to play, and that's how you would get better, and it was awesome. And I don't think there's enough of that, to your point, right? Because these other sports are always going to take top precedent in this country. So like until we get to that level, that's going to hurt the development of players. It doesn't matter how much money you have or your parents have or what kind of elite coaching you're getting. I think there's still, number one, that want and the desire to want to play the game. And then if somebody along the way discovers that you have that type of talent and then you get that extra coaching, you know, the Bobby Smiths of the world are going to be able to bring that out of you, that's where we fall short. But you can't just produce that. You can't just snap your finger and say, yep, we got it.
We're like, look, there's no doubt we've made progress. I mean, if your eyes were watching, you could see on the field our players are more talented and they're more skilled. We're just still not producing Leo Messi, which, by the way, most countries aren't.
Right.
We're not producing Cristiano Ronaldo or even Harry Kane. But we are producing more skilled players and better trained players. So we are making progress. We're still just, I don't know how we get to the point where we might just have to get lucky to produce one of these legendary superstars.
Well, think about the guys that, like, for instance, like it was a big deal when we got Balogun to commit to our team, to the U.S. team. Like, and I think that people know the story by now about Balogun. Like, you know, he didn't grow up here. His mother went on a trip, when she was...
He lived here for 2 weeks?
Well, yeah,
for
2 weeks, until his mother was discharged from the hospital. She went on a trip to the United States, like, heavily pregnant. And then, like, when it was time for her to fly back, they were like, no, you're not getting on this plane. Like, you're about to pop any second. So he was born here, and that's why he was allowed to play on our team. And
I believe he grew up in London. So the culture there is he's playing soccer all the time.
And the next one that we have to, like, kind of, like, hang our hat on and hope and pray, Cristiano Ronaldo's oldest son was born in California.
Well, you talk about...
So he could technically play for the U.S. national team.
Well, what about Messi's kids?
I don't know if they were born here.
Well, they might have...
Well, Messi just got here.
Yeah. Right, he just got here.
I'm saying in 10 years they might be eligible to play for the United States.
So like Ronaldo's kids he could play for like Spain, Portugal, or the United States because he was technically born here. So that's what we got to hope for.
You talk about needing to get a little lucky too. Like Balogun would have played elsewhere. What was the other country that he was considering?
Was it one of the
Germany?
African countries or something?
No, it was England and...
Was it Senegal?
I'll look it up.
Might be right.
I'll look it up. But well, he was raised by England, right? In their channels. We get a little lucky where England, who plays a similar position to him when he was coming up, like where he was looking at what kind of player he was going to be. You're probably not going to take Harry Kane's seat at least not right away.
RJ, you know what it is? I know where you're going with this. It's no different than the World Baseball Classic, because remember the dudes who were in Major League Baseball, like the guys who were on Team Italy, like Vinny Pasquantino, for example. Yes. I don't want to pick on him. He's a great dude. He's a Jets fan, all that stuff. But like guys like that, normally they wouldn't have a prayer if we were taking like our best. If everybody was committed to like Team USA, a guy like that wouldn't make the team. But he could play in the World Baseball Classic, and he could use the Italy crutch. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example.
Ray said Nigeria.
Nigerian parents.
Good call.
So, I mean, point is here, and I was reading something, I think it was Morocco, where they focus a lot of time of energy of people, like, they follow bloodlines. Like, hey, you might want to check this out. You might be eligible to play for us. And you find these channels, and you dedicate time and space and people to, I'm not saying it's international soccer free agency, but you have to do your homework, and you have to become...
And that's how we've had to do it. We've kind of like dipped into the internet, like kids who technically have American bloodlines in some way, shape, or form, but are raised over... Malik Tillman, who scored 2 goals for us in the last 2 games on the free kicks. His father was an American military person, born in Germany, raised by a single mother in Germany. Like, the father wasn't in the picture, but he was American, and therefore he could play for the United States.
And we have to get creative, because he wasn't even playing all that well at the club level coming into this. Like, we have to find...
Right, Greg Berhalter wanted no part of Malik Tillman, the previous
coach. That's not what we're talking about when we're talking about building and developing a sustainable U.S. national...
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, right.
It needs to come domestically.
No, 100%, but because we're not able to develop to the level that some of these other nations are, we have to then take those avenues to be able to get competent players. Right?
If you're looking for that one person, yes, I get what Jordan's saying. You want to,
we're not doing this. Sorry, RJ, we're not doing this for the Olympics every 4 years with the basketball team. You know what I mean? Like, we got plenty to choose from there. But imagine, like, I guarantee you, there's some other countries that have to like do stuff like that to put like a quality product on the court.
If you're looking to redo the entire structure of the country and get proper coaching and proper channels, the United States men's national team spends. Like, the infrastructure is being built out. But
world-class training facility now, right?
Yes. But if we equate this to baseball, it takes time to build that up. In the meantime, you may need to use an influx of international players that have eligibility, for lack of a better term, elsewhere. I'm not above it. I have no problem with it.
That shouldn't be the game plan, though, long term. That can't be the game plan long term. You know what I mean? It's how can we develop and have players on our domestic soil that grow into these type of players. Like,
but
Logan Ryan. Remember Logan Ryan?
Football player?
Yeah,
Rutgers.
Jersey guy, Rutgers guy. Yep. Played for the Giants, Patriots. His son is a big soccer player growing up. Like, he posts videos all the time. His son's
in Jersey?
Like 10 years old. I think Florida or something.
Florida.
Well, I mean, but
he's growing up, obviously has bloodlines. I think the mom was a softball player, too, at Rutgers.
I mean,
and then you're growing him and developing him, like players like that.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's a really good, like, 8-10-year-old player. Who is comes from professional bloodlines. Like
Alex Freeman.
Yeah, he's Alex Freeman.
Alex Freeman.
We need more of that, I think. Yeah, that's a more sustainable model than what you guys are talking about.
But you know what's unfortunate, though? Okay, like the same thing you just said, and RJ, like, about developing our guys naturally here. Right, and them growing up as soccer players. Same conversation we had in 1994.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, just everything goes back to that because, like I said, I remember it vividly, and it's a recycled. It
drives me nuts.
It drives like for people that love the sport like we do and we follow. Like, it's the same recycled conversation every 4 years for the United States.
You'll see when your kids get older, though. It's not the same. They're getting significantly better training.
I believe that.
It's still not.
You're playing at a much higher level.
Right.
Even like high school. I mean, my daughter is 1,000 times more skilled than I ever was growing up. And I played high school soccer. Like, she is the skill level that we're growing up with because the coaching they're getting.
So your money's going to a good place is what you're saying.
No, because ultimately she's not going to play professional soccer, so I flushed it down the
Plus,
toilet.
she could get a college scholarship at least.
She's not going to play college. She doesn't
Why
want
not?
it. She wouldn't even want it.
No, but here's the thing
Not a
about
desire.
Plant the seed.
Well, here's the thing.
No desire.
Save me a couple bucks.
No desire. She has no desire.
So I'm not closing the door. I think that's ideal. That's pie in the sky. But I'm just saying I'm not closing the door. I'm still devoting resources to bring. You just said it. Our two most impactful players came from other avenues: Malik Tillman and Florian Belligan. So I'm not closing the door on that avenue. Just me personally.
800-919-3776. Let's go to the phones. Good conversation here. And again, one of these days, the mouse will work with the computer. And we're going to say hi to thanks.
Try.
Thank you, Ray. John, who is at work. Johnny, good morning. Thanks for chiming in. How are you?
Morning, guys. I'm doing good. You guys are doing a good job filling in for Dave and Rick this week. I'm enjoying listening to you. And I just wanted to kind of chime in on this talk. I've played soccer my whole life. I started playing, youth level in '95, right after that first World Cup that we had here. And you guys, Jordan had mentioned it. I think we were talking about it yesterday too. Like, who's your coach at that age when you're starting? Is like your friend's dad. One of my first coaches was my dad, who doesn't know a single thing about soccer. He was just out there. He was a body. They just needed people to step up. Because it was a boom, like you just guys were talking about. It was an explosion in the country. It's happening all over the place. We don't have anybody here that can coach it. The first real coach that I got in soccer was my 7th grade middle school team coach, who was a French teacher, and he came over from Morocco, and he taught me more than I ever learned growing up. And by that time, I'm 13 years old. But at that point, like a 6-year-old in Europe or Brazil knows way more about the game than I do at 13. Like how young was Tiger Woods when he started playing golf? He had a club in his hand by the time he was 2.
Right.
If you're waiting until you're that old, until you're getting really, really good information, then it's never going to pan out in the long run. And, we say how long until we can really catch up with these other countries? It's going to be a generational thing because, like I said, my dad was my coach. But now guess what? My son is 4 months old, and I can't wait to start, teaching him some soccer stuff. I already throw a ball and make his foot kick it.
You'll see.
Yeah.
It's a different world that we live in now. Your kids' team, by the time if they're playing even semi-competitively, by the time they're 8 years old, is going to have a coach whose full-time job is teaching soccer.
Right.
And they're he's going to be significantly more developed skill-wise and coaching-wise. They're going to get way better coaching than you did from your friend's dad growing up. So we have made significant strides in that regard. Now, maybe is it as good as the coaching? I don't know what the coaching is in Argentina or Brazil growing up.
Well, think about it, though. Even on the national team level, I mean, you brought up coaching. That's why the Pochettino hire was such a big deal. You're talking about a guy who had success as a head coach in other world-class leagues, right, across the country. Argentina national, all that stuff. And that's why they made him the highest-paid coach that the United States men's national team has ever had, thinking that would make the difference. It didn't. Now, you could also say he only had 2 years. He didn't even have a full 4-year World Cup cycle, and it remains to be seen whether or not they're going to run it back again, whether he wants to. He's going to have other offers, and I personally would be surprised if he comes back because he's being pursued heavily by, the Premier League, for example. What is it, Fulham?
AC Milan at some point was rumored, but I don't think that
because he's got options. That's the problem. Yeah. And there have been other people who have said, why would he want to come back? Why would he want to come back? To get geared up for the Gold Cup? You know what I'm saying? Is that going to really Well,
he's going to come back if he wants to be the American hero. If that's his desire. If that was really his desire and his motivation. Right. And be like, I'm the guy that's going to get this program over to the top. I'm going to get them to the quarterfinals again or the semifinals. And I think I could do that if he really believes that and that's his goal. Yeah, he could be an American hero.
Right, you talk about, he used the, changing the culture and all that stuff. Everybody wants to come in and say, well, I'm going to change the culture. But he also knows, even in 2 years, how the sausage is made. He knows that. We don't. We're being told how, and we're given this idea in spots, but he knows behind the scenes what's going on. So he's got an idea of whether or not this thing could truly work. Is it worth my while to invest another 4 years thinking that I could get this to, a quarterfinal, a semifinal, for example, the next time the World Cup rolls around? Maybe he feels that he tapped all the resources he could. You know,
There's a good chunk of this team. I mean, there's a lot that could happen in 4 years, but a good chunk of this team should still be in their playing age. Like they'll be around the 30, 31. Like if you think that this group just choked and didn't, because there's a real argument to be made that they just had an awful day, played abysmal, played their like F game, which I think most of us, if you know anything about it, and you watch,
right,
they pretty much did. And that there's obviously a lot more that this group, especially if we have some additions coming forward, can accomplish. Like around their age 30. I think Pulisic will be 31, I think, with the next World Cup.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
That you could still be successful with that. And if he thinks that, and I don't think it's crazy, it's not a crazy argument to be made that we could be set up to do well in the next World Cup.
What would really hurt even more, and I was saying this during the break, but what would really make us look bad is that tomorrow when Spain and Belgium play, if Spain waxes Belgium like Belgium waxed us, that's also going to be salt in the wound. Right, RJ? I mean, like, if Spain destroys Belgium tomorrow, that's just going to make that performance Monday be even more inexcusable.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just talking to Ray about this.
You guys should talk on the air. Don't talk to each other. Like, bring the conversation.
You guys are full. You guys are doing great. You don't need our conversation.
But I value your opinion.
But I was saying off of what we were just speaking about. Like, if we truly had somebody come into our system that was, I don't dream big.
Yeah.
The next Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, whomever. Eventually, with the way, let's say it happened in the next 10 years, when that player got to be like 14 years old, they probably would end up going.
Oh, they'd be gone.
Exactly.
Well, remember, like Freddie Adu was that guy. Remember, once upon a time, like he was thought to be like that prodigy.
So even though we're spending time, money, effort, all these things into our federation, into our infrastructure, we're not ready for that kind of player yet. We would want to send that player to a what I would call a proper football nation to develop. Would we not?
Yeah,
but that we're fine with that. That's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world as long as they commit to national team stuff.
Absolutely, but Jordan was saying about how we want to build everything here from the ground up. Like, it's going to take some time, even if we really focus on it.
I'm talking formative years.
Well, the thing is, I mean, but again, and even with the leagues, like Major League Soccer is never going to be one of those leagues. Never. No, nor does it have to be.
It got hundreds of years delay in starting.
Right.
Like, you're not just going to close that gap.
You're listening to DiPietro and Rothenberg on WHSQ, WCBS FM, HD2. New York. Let's go out to Union, say hi to Justin. He's next here on ESPN New York. Justin, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good, Justin. What's up?
Hey, Justin. What's up?
So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the conversation here. So I grew up in Kearney, New Jersey, in Soccer Town, USA, as they call it.
Yep.
And when I was growing up, like, soccer was huge. I played soccer, growing up all the way up until 8th grade. And then once 8th grade hit, I actually switched over to football and baseball. Not because I didn't love the game of soccer. It was just that, I didn't have the money to pay for clubs and everything else, and the other, families and kids did. So they were, going to stick to soccer, and I had to stick to something that didn't really need, that particular finances. So I think that's part of the problem here in the U.S. is that in other countries, soccer is their sport or football is their sport. They don't have, a 1A or a 1B, where here in the U.S. we have options. So I always use the analogy of kind of like Odell Beckham Jr., in that a lot of people say that he could have went pro in soccer if he wanted to, but he chose football instead because of scholarships and because he could have gone pro. Those are players that could be sitting around in other sports that could potentially be, great soccer athletes, but they don't have the money or the resources, but also they don't want to go professional in soccer because the MLS, like you guys were just talking about, is not a league where you're going to be seen. It's not a league where you're going to make a lot of money. So a lot of these athletes are going to play a different sport where they know that they'll be able to go professional. And I do think that there are some players out there that could have went professional in soccer and definitely could have helped out Team USA past and also maybe in the future. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, which is why the World Cup is so big when you're playing at home, because it's an opportunity for these kids to see what you can become, right, in the sport and what it means to be a professional player at this level.
1,000%.
And it's right there in front of everybody to see.
1,000%. Look, I mean, like, you grow up as a kid and everybody, like sports, or the ones that like sports, they see, you hear the expression a lot with these athletes, like why you went to a certain school. to play college ball, why you signed with a certain team. The ones that say it was, I get to stay home, I get to play in front of my family or so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. Think about it on a larger scale. If you are that special of a soccer prodigy player, whatever it is, if you want to play at the highest level, you're not doing it at home. It's a fact of the matter. You're not. Not here. MLS is not on the par with some of these leagues internationally. It's not even close.
Not even a question.
It's grown, but nowhere close.
Let me play devil's advocate for 1 second. He says soccer is like their only sport at these other places. No, like 1B, 1C.
Yeah.
Basketball is becoming an international sport. Mm-hmm. All these countries. It's big. I mean, Brazil, there's a lot of basketball is big for a lot of people in Brazil. In Europe, football also. They're bringing the sport there as well.
Look what French basketball's become.
Yeah,
right? We play them in gold medal games.
Yeah. Even baseball in other countries. All the sports are spreading.
Spain is a soccer-rich, soccer-crazy country, but basketball, think of where that's gotten.
It's huge.
Right?
So does that water down their product at all?
No.
Why not?
Because the soccer still, no matter how big the other sports get, nothing will touch it.
But at some level, it has to water down the athlete a little bit. You're taking some athletes who maybe would have played soccer, now we're playing basketball. Now we're playing football. Now we're playing hockey, golf. Golf is a bigger sport now than it ever was.
I still think the percentage, though, is still so vast when it comes to football, soccer, that I don't think it's making much of a dent if you have, like you said, others that want to play basketball or golf or whatever it is from some of these other countries. I mean, like, let's say
Fair.
right
it is
now,
a little by little. I think it will every country. I mean, you'll still have your primary sport, but they can play any sport they want now.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, I don't know the answer to this question, and Ray and RJ probably don't even know the answer to this question. I mean, Antonio's so young, he doesn't know sports yet or what he's going to play or this or that. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, soccer was even, like, soccer is big, like, on the youth level, like a youth sport. It's an activity. Mm-hmm. The kids go out there, they run around, they get their exercise, all that stuff, 20 minutes a day, whatever the hell it is.
A huge percentage of Americans play soccer at that super, super young age.
And then that's it.
Then it plateaus.
The orange slices, it's a joke. It's kind of like a cliche. I was told that another sport that came along on the youth level, which was kind of like infiltrating on the soccer that became way more popular, was lacrosse. More kids are playing lacrosse. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. That's also a sport you got to have some money, equipment, right? All that other stuff. Like, lacrosse was becoming that sport. Is that still on that level? Like, are kids still, like, playing lacrosse and maybe taking away from the young ones that would maybe play soccer and maybe develop a love for the game to where they want to develop it to another level?
It's definitely getting bigger. My daughter just picked it up at the high school level.
Lacrosse.
Just now. This year. First time. I knew very little about it. So I'm just learning lacrosse. But, yeah, you see it is definitely bigger. Where I grew, like in Central Jersey, there was no lacrosse when I grew up. I don't know about you. Did you ever lacrosse?
Nope.
Like, it was in Long Island. It was in Maryland.
Yep.
But it wasn't it now. So, yeah, it's definitely growing. I don't think that's at a level where it's plucking kids from, like, a super young age. I don't know if that's a sport where kids are playing at like 5, 6 years old.
No, a little older than that you got to be.
But I'm saying every kid locally, I mean, most kids, at least at some point in this country, I think a majority of kids play soccer at like the 4, 5, 6,
your
7
parents
year
sign you
old
up
age.
for it.
Your parents sign you up. You play at least at a rec level, and you find out if you like it. You find out if your kid likes it or not.
Kwame in Bloomfield next on ESPN New York. Kwame, what's going on, my friend?
Gentlemen, good morning. I just wanted to piggyback what the gentleman just before said. I think part of the problem is that kids nowadays, if they see LeBron making 50, 60 million, and if they see Brady making whatever, 40, 50 million, and even hockey players are making tens of millions, when they have a choice to pick a sport, they're going to go where the money is. And then I forget which one of you gentlemen mentioned Tiger. Who is the sports person out there that I want to be like Mike? I want to be like Tiger. Tiger how many kids did he bring into the sport?
Messi and Ronaldo are now international.
Yeah.
I mean, my son knows nothing about soccer. Nothing. He knows who Messi and Ronaldo are.
A lot of that was
he's 6 years old. Living in America.
The video game also, I think, was a big charge to that. Like, kids played FIFA like left and right, and that's how they got to know these soccer players. You got the Premier League that's on Saturday mornings that a lot of, as you get to like the teenage years, that kids are getting into and watching, and they learn soccer players that way.
Can I say one more?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And what you guys were also saying is when these kids are young and the extraordinary ones with the hand-eye coordination, because what do they say nowadays? The saying they say, there's levels. So now my son is kind of sort of gifted in music, but there are levels. And he's not that gifted to where, you're going to be in Carnegie Hall.
Right.
And those ones who are like really, really gifted, they're choosing other sports.
Well, the same thing.
I don't know if this is ever going to change. And one of you gentlemen also mentioned there are so many things to pick from over here: football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Just the top four. Right off the bat.
But not everyone, Kwame, not everyone has to be like a prodigy or gifted at that, Tiger Woods, 6 years old. And thank you for the phone call. Lamine Yamal is 18 years old.
I think that's
playing
the
for
argument
Spain
is
national
we
team.
don't want to knock people out when they're too young.
But you do, and I guess what I'm saying is okay, you also have a case, and this is a lot of Hall of Fame professional athletes weren't prodigies, but they worked at it, got better, and they just became like steady Eddie, super consistent, reliable, like Derek Jeter. Is he a great athlete? I don't think he was like a gifted athlete, but he was damn consistent at what he did. Well, I mean, okay, I'll give you an example. Who's the king of New York City right now in sports? Raymond?
One Jalen Brunson.
Was he a prodigy?
Not considered one.
Not considered one. Doubted, overlooked, undersized, under this, but he just kept working and working and working and working. And
that's
where he is
the
now.
argument is you don't want to knock players like that out of the system.
Right.
You don't want to have them discouraged. Like on the female side, because my daughter read this when she was younger, Alex Morgan was cut from her club team when she was, I forget what age.
Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team, right?
If you then discourage that kid to then not want to play because you're trying to be win and the number one goal isn't to develop, and that kid at 8 years old, 10 years old says, I don't want to play anymore. And then you don't know. Maybe that person develops into the greatest women's soccer or men's soccer player of all time. You're knocking them out of the game by doing that at a young age. That's where the argument of what's wrong with the U.S. system and the youth development system is right now.
See, with these, with the world sports, the international sports, like the tennis, for example. Obviously, I'm a tennis guy. I follow that. The ones who are really special, they leave home at 14 years old, 13, 14 years old, and they go to these academies. Sometimes in another country. A lot of even the European players, they go to the academies. They come here in Florida, and they basically it's like a tennis boarding school. But those are and not even all of those make it and become superstars and these world class players. You just
I don't think our
never
culture
know.
really embraces that as much as some other cultures. Of sending their kids away at young ages.
No, that's
definitely
but
not
that's
an
what I mean.
American cultural
But
thing.
it's dependent on the sport you play. That's what I mean. If you play one of those type of sports, you might have to take that route. You never know. I think it was Kwame who talked about I can't remember if it was him or the previous caller who talked about the money.
Previous call.
I think the kids starting to, and maybe this is the parental influence too. The money's insane. If you're really, really special, if you're
we just told you how many Instagram followers they had.
And I'm
Ronaldo
not.
and Messi.
And again, Ronaldo and Messi, that is the top. That is the exclusive of the penthouse. But Ronaldo now, and I understand that he's achieved his success and fame and had all the success and over the years in all these great international leagues. And that Saudi league that he plays in right now, which, lack of a better term, it's a freaking money grab. Okay, he makes $250 million a year to play in that league. He makes almost $4 or $5 million a week.
MLS is probably better than that league. No joke.
I know. But because of the name and what he's accomplished, and he's instead of going to MLS, he went to the Saudi League for a much bigger payday.
This
on his
is why
last
it's
legs.
important to have guys like Messi and David Beckham did it. Even though they're coming here at the end of their career and they're not as the players that they once were, it's an opportunity to showcase to young kids, hey, look at how successful you can be. So the money part, I think, is less of a factor because people now see Messi playing on domestic soil on a regular basis. And you're like, look at this guy. He is got super rich. There's a lot of money available. There's a lot of, perks of
100%
being a professional soccer player that even though they come here later in their careers, I do think is beneficial. I think that's why we bring them here.
Rob is in New Jersey. He's next here on ESPN New York. Rob, good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, good, thanks. So I never thought I'd make a call like this about soccer, but it's a great conversation. So I want to take a little bit of a counterpoint to the previous caller. So I believe at the youth levels, soccer participation-wise has been the number one sport probably since the 1980s, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So this idea that a lot of people aren't playing soccer and great athletes are not playing soccer is definitely false. And that's especially true in this day of age of specialization. I have two kids at the tail end of, the high school youth sports circuit and the whole thing. I've been there, done that with like numerous sports. Soccer not only is twice as big as every other sport. I mean, we're every weekend at, some of these venues in other sports, and they pale in comparison in terms of the number of players, the number of teams. And when my son was still playing club soccer, I couldn't believe how many good soccer players were on the field compared to how many good players were on a baseball field. So the sheer numbers way outweigh all the other sports, and a lot of that has to do with foreign-born people and whatnot. Also, U.S. soccer quite some time ago adapted that European academy style. So they're identifying the best players young. The foreign parents don't even bother putting their kids in baseball, football, basketball for the most part. We have 300-something million people, and a lot of them are playing soccer. A lot of the best athletes who are adaptable to soccer are playing that sport, and if they are not choosing, I'm basketball, football, baseball, it is soccer all the way for the ones who are all in from the beginning, like a lot of other sports. This idea that 10-year-olds or whatever are choosing the sport based on what they can make in the pros, it's not happening, right? The Asian and Indian families are primarily going for the prestige sports of tennis and golf, and you see that all over the place. I mean, it's really stratified, and it's very scientific these days. So what I'm saying is there's something about the upper levels of our training methods that doesn't match up to the Europeans. I mean, you watch Belgium, a tiny country, really blow us out and really be faster and quicker and more precise with the ball, all of those things. And I think it's more the training methods and what they're doing at the very top, because we've got plenty of fantastic world-class athletes, and they're just not there yet, and I don't really understand why, personally.
Well, and it comes back to, and Rob, thanks for the phone call, it comes back to, like, for example, a place like Belgium. If you're a kid and you first become aware of sports, what sport are you going to gravitate towards in Belgium?
Soccer.
Yeah.
But he's saying we do have all these people gravitating to the sport. We're just kind of hitting a plateau at a certain point. Like, you can get so good, you can get good, but you can only get so good here on demand. And I think there's obviously some degree of truth to that, because we were talking before. If you're a dominant player and you're like really a professional level player and you're 14, 15 years old, what do you have to do in America? You have to go over to Europe.
Because think about it, like we all encounter this. Like, we all played sports to some level growing up, right? And I kind of always use this as a reminder, like, take whatever professional team sport we have here, whether it's baseball, football, basketball, and like the worst player on a team. Mm-hmm. The guy like we kind of laugh at, make fun of. He stinks. He's horrible, whatever. I always like remind people the worst guy on a team in the NBA is still 10,000 times better than any player just in your life you stepped on a basketball court with. You know what I mean?
Remember Brian Scalabrine?
Yes.
He used to like take people like used to come at him on like X or Twitter, and he used to be like, "You think you can beat me? Fine, let's go."
Yeah.
And he would just basically shut out all of these like really good high level players, but not like professional players.
So think about that, like a baseball player who couldn't get a hit to save his life. So anybody on the Yankees right now, for example, like he seems like they're lost in the. You go on Baseball Reference, you look at their career. They had maybe like 15 at bats in the big leagues, and they got maybe one hit. And you laugh at their career, That guy is still better than anybody you ever played Little League with by leaps and bounds. So the point I'm making is that, identifying those type of guys, at a youth level and what they're going to mature and grow into, it's a challenge.
There's levels to all this, and it's about getting players at the highest of high levels, right? We are getting players that are good, and they're playing a high level. Look at our whole national team is playing pretty much in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Like that didn't happen 20 years ago. That wasn't the case. And now that is the case.
All right, good conversation. We'll get back to this maybe a little bit later on, but it is a Thursday, so it is time for, how about a little knobs?
These
extra tape on their knob, make their knob bigger.
are knobs.
What was your best sport in school?
By far, tennis.
Oh my God!
Shake
All right.
And this
Can you just put on that Rothenberg guy?
is Knobservations.
That has a nice ring to it. DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Brought to you by D'Agostino Law.
Oh, we love D'Agostino Law. No Rothenbum today. Dan Grassa from Ron on.
Grassa bum.
So, Raymond found these and credit him as we transition away from the soccer. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He partnered with DoorDash and he has a parting message for all the eliminated teams. Think of it like a Gone Fishing version for soccer.
It's a good comp.
And this is his goodbye to the United States.
US is out, so your American dream is over. Next time, call it football, not soccer, okay?
It was goodbye to Germany.
Germany, it's over. Now you can drink sad beers.
Sad beers you can drink.
And one more, Brazil.
Brazil, you're out. The samba continues in Brazil. See you next time.
See you next time. Clever. Alrighty, so this is I've run into this in a couple of different group chats, so that tells me it's out there. You may have already heard it, but if you haven't, you need to. So this is what the Mets have done to people, sadly. Keith Hernandez having a conversation on SNY with his good buddy Gary, and Keith he had like an epiphany, like in a bad way, about how his bloodlines and his children are in terms of having more males is going to run out, and he got very sad.
We're talking about burning out the line.
Yes.
I didn't think that we could leave that unattended.
Very convoluted. Jessie, my oldest, has 2 kids. She's my adoptive daughter, so she's not in my line. So my brother has 2 kids, and they're in their 40s, and they're not married. I don't think they're going to have kids. My 2 in their 40s, they're not going to have kids. I won't go into one of them. How that's not going to happen. So the line is burnt. It's burnt. It's burned down.
Just ended.
There's no passing down. We're done. My brother and I are done. We're done.
That all of your collective athletic skills and your charisma that you and Gary have brought to this earth, it's all fizzled out.
It just seems like a terrible waste.
That's what the Mets will do.
I told you this in the group chat. I feel like Keith has an existential crisis once or twice every season now.
Have you seen the team play, Ray?
A little worried about him.
Yeah.
Have you seen them
I agree.
play?
If they were good, I don't think we'd be having these crises.
This was instead of
crises.
Remember what they would do in previous years, like when you have like a real just dog game that's a blowout. They open the baseball cards on the air. They bring out the baseball cards and pluck out these obscure names. This was basically his version of opening up the pack of baseball cards.
It's not the only thing that's bringing down Mets fans. So this has also made the rounds of the dad whose little toddler son comes to the realization that he's being brought up in a Mets household. Have you heard this?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I did not.
Why? Why can't you be a Mets fan?
Because I don't want to be the worst.
We're Mets fans in this house.
I don't want to be the worst team.
So which team do you want to root for?
Yankees.
I mean, now's not the best time.
Good kid.
That poor kid.
Now's not the best time, but
somebody get him a newspaper and check the box scores.
Hey, kid, I have some bad news.
Yeah.
But the point remains.
Could have been Brody Ronan for some purposes.
How's that going? He was here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but he still tells me he roots for the Mets. I keep telling him they're losers.
But tell him the Knicks
Doesn't
won
help.
the championship at least.
He knows that.
Yeah.
He knows that.
Big Josh Allen fan.
Loves Josh
He
Allen.
was hanging with Ray and I in the control room. Very excited about Josh Allen.
That's his guy.
Josh got to get over the hump here.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, I never thought of someone that's from that area. I would see the day where the Bills become like almost like the Warriors. You see, like they haven't won, but you see a kid wearing a Steph Curry jersey in like, I don't know, Parsippany.
Yeah.
Like, how'd that?
To be fair,
how'd
for
that
Brody Ronan, it's because you know those little helmets.
Yeah.
You and your kids and you. RJ, does your son do that? You at that point yet?
Not yet.
And so we would do the little helmets and we would go over the teams. And I think Bills was just an easy word for him to pick up at that age. And I honestly think that's the reason.
That's how he took Bills.
He remembered the name and the colors, and so it stuck with him.
So I do give Antonio nightly quizzes though. So
Really?
After the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, Josh Allen's transcendent. I'm like, there's no way. There's just a way people move when they're from Western New York. It's like they almost want you to ask them about the Bills. But people just casually wearing Bills shirts, you could tell, like, oh, they're just fans. They're just fans of Josh Allen. I never thought that would happen.
And now they got some competition from them Sabres.
Well, I'll ask
How about
Antonio.
that?
I'm like, hey, what baseball team we root for?
What does he say?
Yankees has got down. Niners has got down. He's still picking up the rest. We're going to get there, though.
Sabres is easy, though. He'll get there.
Yeah.
Pretty soon he's going to be saying, Lindy.
So, yeah, by the time he really comes into, like, his true...
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Lindy might be back for a third time. So, mentioned one of the teams I root for, the Niners. You know who's having a heck of a summer on the socials? That's Brandon Ayuk. And I saw he just...
Now there's a character for you.
I saw you just partner with Applebee's as, like, one of those, like, undercover servers. I think it's... You got to run a little weigh the scale here, like damage control. Like, there's a lot of negative video out there that he's putting out on himself. This is one of those things. So Jaden Daniels, there's a video of Jaden Daniels, someone saying something about Brandon Ayuk, kind of being a little out there. And I think Jaden Daniels laughs at it, and that was on video, and Brandon Ayuk saw that, and he put this out.
I'm also, you on my team now. You follow my rules. Boy, I'm a grown man, boy. You gonna have to start running behind your mama, and I might believe what you talking about. But until then,
Things are going well. Things are
Sounds like
going
that
well.
Applebee's is the place to be one of these days, right? Just go there for lunch.
Half-price apps after 9. I remember when I was a teenager. That was the place to be.
We used to ravage those.
I used to sit there and wait until 9 o'clock back when I was like 17. Every dollar mattered.
Right, you go in there, and you're sitting there at the waiting area at 8:58. We'll serve you now. Nope. I'm waiting for 3 minutes.
The boneless were the way to go.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way to go.
Sometimes you'd get seated before you were ready.
Yes.
Like, are you guys ready? It's like, still looking.
Not quite yet. So many options.
Why don't you just wait till 9:01 to walk in, RJ? Why would you go in before
Because
9?
sometimes you get bottlenecked. You don't want to get too far back in the line.
Correct.
Like, you don't get seated till like 9:16.
Correct.
Like you're hungry. There's a science to it.
When was the last time you went to Applebee's?
Probably a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
My daughter had like a car wash for her soccer team.
At Applebee's?
It was outside of Applebee's and Wegmans in that shopping center. Applebee's let you use the hose and do it there, and then we went in afterwards.
Look at us, Western New York.
Yeah, but
Wegmans and Josh Allen.
Isn't Applebee's, though, like, couldn't they sit there and say that was, like, considered loitering?
Oh, it was like a hostile takeover?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, you're using our
No,
real
no,
estate
they wanted you to do it
Oh,
there. 'cause
Applebee's wanted you to do it.
They gave you permission to use their hose in their area in the back, and all the cars would then come by, and then the hope, I assume, is that some of the customers then come inside, Dan.
Dan would have called the authorities. Had him hauled off.
Dan thinks we're just stealing their water and hose. Like, hey, let's just go take Applebee's hose.
The dirty car water is our secret ingredient.
So, Najee Harris was talking about social media because we've heard this about, I think, probably more basketball players, about players come in at halftime, start scrolling through the phone, Twitter. Najee Harris said, well, it's not just basketball.
Say if halftime, you know what I mean, we just run straight, some people run straight to their phones and check their things. See, like somebody posted something about them, it's hella funny.
No way.
Yeah. Which is not good.
Have you ever done that? Be honest.
Never. You got to lock in. You got to lock in. That's just the world we live in.
So I'm not asking you for names by any stretch, but you guys, Dan with the Jets, Jordan with the Giants, very, very involved in both of those teams. Is something you've heard of? Something that runs rampant in locker rooms?
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. I'm surprised at how many people search their own names on
So
social media.
there's a chance that, I don't know.
So dangerous.
I'm not even going to throw a name out there because I don't want to associate it. But player X goes in at halftime. And, like, Joe from Ronkonkoma tweets, you bum. You needed to catch that ball. There's like it's on the board. The odds are not zero that they see it at halftime.
Oh, isn't there a player, or there were players that, like, I forgot who it was, like, sent out tweets at halftime? Not locally. I'm not local team.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I think it's a high percentage of players that look at their phone at halftime. I don't know what you're...
Whatever the number you think it is, it's probably higher.
Yeah, I think it's greater than 50%. I don't know what they're necessarily looking at. Like, we'll never know that. Like, certain players are just looking at their text message, whatever it is. But most players look at their phone at halftime. That's my opinion.
Not even listening to the halftime adjustments, just in their own world.
Well, just
doing
there
their own
is
thing.
time where that's not going on.
Yeah.
Like when you go in the first few minutes, 5 minutes or so, they're not automatically making those adjustments right away. You got like downtime guys change jerseys left and right. change their
Uncrustables.
equipment, stuff their face with Uncrustables. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Peyton Manning, on the Manning cast, Peyton and Eli have talked about that. Like, halftime is not what you think. It's not like they go into the war room and they take out the magnets and they're in the whiteboard and they're redoing the whole playbook, ripping it to shreds. It's like, no, I go in, we might talk to the coaches, I get something to eat, I might go to the bathroom.
80% of halftime is not having somebody stand in front of the room and talk, at least.
Yeah. RJ knows this. For me, halftime is always break at 8, break at 4.
Yeah. Halftime goes very quick on the radio.
Very quick.
Very quick.
Greg, what do you think needs to be a lot better in the second half?
Greg needs some waters. So, one more for you. Julian Lewis was a quarterback at Colorado, University of.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about last year the offense that was put in and the way it was put in, as opposed to the juxtaposition about how it's being done this year.
I'm actually looking at the defenses now. Last year we wasn't really looking at defense as much, just kind of high school free ball and just out there playing football. But it's a lot bigger than that now.
I don't think he meant to do it. That's putting the offense in a great light. Now we just got to go out there and whatever needed to happen, we just let it happen.
Were you supposed to talk?
I thought
I
so.
apologize.
There was an opening there for you.
You could have filled it in.
With what?
I don't know. What was
you know
said?
what? I regret
You
saying
want me to add
anything.
something?
You could have.
You know who the offensive coordinator is?
What?
Or was?
Was.
In Colorado? Yeah, I knew that. Shermer.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Shermer.
That's right.
I mean, so to think he doesn't know what he's doing.
And
that guy ran the successful NFL offenses.
Well, it's an odd fit. You know what I mean? And Dion was asked why he isn't in the new college football video game. He's like, because they probably didn't have enough money to pay me.
That is probably right.
But good job, Jordan. I laid it up there. I wanted to see if anybody would dunk it home.
I think it's more that they probably didn't think he was capable of, they wanted to minimize things for him because things were moving fast and there was a lot for him to, they didn't think he'd be able to digest it all.
Perhaps.
RJ, I apologize.
That's my interpretation of that situation from the distance.
I apologize, RJ, for not chiming in when there was that pregnant
okay.
pause after the. Because you know what I was doing? Like, seriously, I turned off the microphone because the Sandman got me, and I had to yawn. It was an actual yawn, so I turned the mic off out of respect to you and the observations. So when you just stopped talking, I think I was mid yawn, and then when I came to again, I was like, oh,
I appreciate the honesty.
There's no words.
I wasn't sending text messages like you do half the show yesterday.
Wow. That's the Observations brought to you by D'Agostino Law. 35 years of getting accident victims and Social Security
to work with.
Disability clients every dollar they deserve. Offices in New York, offices in New Jersey. They're on the phone, 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino Law. Bite back, Raymond.
The investigation found he was viewing pornographic material on his personal phone just before the vehicle crash.
Did it happen
What in your mind makes you think that you should get into the back of a cop car? Because we wanted to ride to the next bar.
in Florida?
Do I look like a taxi? No.
All right, real quick here. So, person or place. World Cup is the theme, so we're going to stick with that.
You know how this game works, right? It's either Florida or the field.
That's right.
Yep.
I've been here before.
Person or place. Go into a World Cup match. Very exciting.
Ooh.
Tickets, the whole deal.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, though, as some have done, this person, he was rolling solo. Said, I got myself a ticket. Here's where I'm going. So be it. Thing is, once he gets to this place, and I'll give you either, by the way. Was he coming from or going to Florida? Because there were games in Miami. Maybe he's not from Miami. Maybe he was in Florida going somewhere else.
But he was all locked in on the World Cup.
He's going to a World Cup match. I'm not going to tell you where. So he gets there safely, all that good stuff. Thing is, after a day or two, not heard from. It's a little weird. What happened? Well, lost the phone. Lost the phone, all the info that goes with it.
Phone is your ticket.
Phone is a ticket. So, family is now panicking. It's been a couple of days now. And they alert authorities, the whole deal. And as they're doing so, they come across, somebody just happens to check Facebook. And earlier that day, he was a photo of him was tagged with him at a bar watching the World Cup for one of the matches he couldn't go to because he lost his phone. So he couldn't go, yet he's still living it up, baby. I mean, you're already here. Why stop now?
The game means that much to him.
And when he was notified that this person had no idea that there was an entire small army of people looking for him, he just assumed, hey, I'll get back when I get back. I'll see you guys. Don't worry. Did this happen in Florida? He had to be alerted of the search party that was out for him.
World Cup, a lot of places, a lot of countries, a lot of cities.
So do I have to recuse myself because I read this story?
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah, but like you didn't have to like go public with that. You could have just played along or played dumb.
I appreciate the honesty.
But then now we're down to two people.
No, honesty is important here.
You think?
You guys want? I mean, I'll chime in at the end because I'll tell you what I know, what I remember.
So you guys go, and then I'll let Jordan fill you in.
Raymond, go ahead.
So the key details here is World Cup.
Are there key details?
I'm going to say not Florida. I'm going to lean not Florida for this one.
All right, Dan.
I'm going to agree with Raymond. I'm going to go with not Florida. A lot of options. All right,
Jordan, you want to tell him?
So I don't remember the exact full details of it, but what I do remember. So I'm not sure if RJ, you saying he was supposed to go to Florida?
Yeah, supposed to end it where he ended up at.
Okay, so that's telling me what I need to know.
Yeah. He didn't even make it to America.
Oh dear.
That's right.
That's what I remember from the story.
Not even
so I wasn't
United
sure.
States.
I wasn't sure if you were asking if he was supposed to, if his intention was to get to Florida or to get to Miami.
He ended up with a layover in Barcelona. Never made it out.
See that? And really the stars of this World Cup have been the international fans. Like they are the ones that have like taken over social media. So no Florida.
So apparently he's a big fan of Leeds United. He's from UK. And when asked about it, like for the story, he responded with like one of the quotes of like the crest of Leeds. Like he just took it so on serious. He's like, guys, I'm fine.
Yeah, but let's be honest. This story has a lot of holes. It doesn't make full sense to me. That's the only reason I read it. How do you go for 10 days, lose your phone, but not contact anyone like in your family?
So you're calling.
He probably never had tickets.
You tell me how that makes sense.
Hey,
we live in 2026. He could email.
I'm with you.
You go to come on. It just doesn't.
I think he didn't want to be found. He took a little sabbatical.
That's a fair point.
Little week and a half away from everybody.
A disappearing act. It's like, don't bother me.
I'm not calling
watch
complete
the games.
BS, but there has to be more to the story.
Maybe he just wanted to get out of work and he was
Not
out of vacation days.
I never. My guess, never even bought tickets. Wanted to go to Barcelona. 10 days of just unfiltered soccer. Want to be left alone.
3 games a day.
Good chance he doesn't like his family either.
Maybe.
So
if you're going to do that,
may not even be much of a family.
Key point right there.
There might not be a family left.
Nice.
They might not be happy with him.
Good job, RJ. That was I like that one. Even
Sorry,
though you knew
I
the
kinda
answer.
ruined
That's
it.
all right.
Yeah.
But we got it right, so we get the win. Ray and I get the win. 800-919-3776. We will take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some more football. The other football. A couple of quarterbacks locally.
Really?
All eyes on them. Big things on the field this year. Can they deliver? It's GNR, ESPN New York. 8:36. Let's get a check of the roads. Say good morning. Debbie Duhame.
Hey, GNR for DNR. Let's see what's happening. Don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I got to tell you about the issues here over on the Jackie Robinson westbound bumper to bumper into Cypress Hill Street. Accident blocking a lane. We're still seeing delays right now on 3 westbound out by the Meadowlands. A collision taking several lanes there. Traffic is bumper to bumper on the New Jersey Turnpike Eastern Spur North at 15W with an accident getting up through Kearney. Sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drugged driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MAD-HELP, or visit mad.org. I'm Debbie Duhame on 880 ESPN New York.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Tickets are on sale now at fanaticsfest.com as Fanatics Fest NYC returns to the Javits Center on Thursday, July 16th through the 19th. The world's #1 sports fan festival puts you where sports, collecting, culture, and entertainment collide. See stars like Tom Brady, Aaron Judge, Jalen Brunson, and hundreds more, including live panels and podcasts, exclusive merch, and Fanatics games with $2 million in prizes. Go to fanaticsfest.com to get your tickets today.
If you're heading into
summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code FUTURE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code FUTURE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code FUTURE to borrow up to $10,000.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
Hey, it's Michael K. Not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. That's why I always recommend my friends at PC Richard & Son. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step mattress fitting process so that your new bed fits you perfectly. They guarantee it. Top brands like Sealy, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic, and in-home delivery on any mattress $399 and up. It's free. So do what I do. Get to PC Richard & Son for your new mattress. Free delivery excludes Manhattan.
All right, GNR for DNR here on ESPN New York. 800-919-3776, the telephone number. Still got the stuff you missed. Still got the 3 stars to get to before all is said and done. Raymond, what are your thoughts? I was just having a conversation with Carlin during the break. This is a stall tactic until Jordan gets back. I don't know. Maybe I think he went to the bathroom. Maybe he fell in.
I actually don't know where he is.
No, I think he said he was using the restroom, but
that's the only possible solution because he's nowhere to be found on the floor right now.
So I was talking to Carlin about something, and then he brought up the subject of Texas toast. Your thoughts on Texas toast? Overrated?
I think it's properly rated. I don't think it's.
But it's what is it really? It's like a giant piece of bread.
It's just a thick piece of bread. That's all.
Is it? But does it do anything?
I enjoy it with pasta. You get a nice garlic bread Texas toast. You're in good shape.
But we were talking about a certain establishment that's going to pop up in our neck of the woods, like a franchise, and they include Texas toast as part of their thing. And I'm like,
I'm interested in knowing this franchise. I'm trying to think.
I was like, whenever I've partaken, I never even used the Texas toast. Like, there's no point in it for me, you know?
I don't have a problem with it. I don't know why you think it's overrated. I don't think people consider I need to get me some Texas toast. I don't think it's something that people go out of their way for.
Well, that's what I mean. That's my point. Like, they give you A, they give you B, and then on top of that, we're going to throw in the Texas toast. Like, is it necessary?
I enjoy the Texas toast, but I'm a big bread guy. I'm sure you know.
You got to be careful with the bread, though. Especially as we get older.
42 years old, still not careful with it. Inherited that from my grandmother, I found out. She really loved bread.
Who doesn't love bread? Yeah. We're talking about Texas toast. Nice of you to join us, by the way. I don't know if we have to call a plumber.
8:30 is kind of when I lose it every day.
Here's the thing about it, because I don't want to call you out. And actually, I feel like I'm going to call out the both of you.
Call out.
Because you did, if it was really that pressing an issue, you'd have gone as soon as you went to break.
That's fair.
And you both walked out the door.
No,
when there was
I
like
was
30
right
seconds
here.
left in the original break.
I was right here. I literally had my foot holding the door open, and he was like, I gotta hit the head.
I literally turned to RJ and goes, where the hell are they going?
You're right. The break happened. We're in here talking about God knows what. And then he just gets up out of nowhere, like 3 minutes into the break. He's like, I got to go to the bathroom.
I'm learning how to handle the morning show, okay, guys?
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
No day like Thursday.
Let's just leave it like that.
I mean,
can we start an observations up again?
Do it again. You ready?
You guys know where I'm. Look at me. I mean, I am ready. I am ready to go golfing. I'm already set.
You're ready. You're ready on the third
I'm on
tee.
the
I
third
think.
tee, yeah.
You got 1 foot out the door as it is. All right, a quick timeout. When we come back, football, American football, the name of the game. You missed it. You missed it. Graca, Renan, GNR, ESPN New York.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This July, join us for the Great American Giveaway and your chance to win your share of $175,000. Earn entries daily all month long. Then be here on July 31st from 3 till 6 p.m. when 2 lucky winners will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., one grand prize winner will take home $75,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Wherever your day takes you, across New Jersey, into New York, or down to Philadelphia, New Jersey Transit gets you there. Skip the traffic and stay on track. With busy travel periods ahead, plan ahead, check schedules, and allow extra time for your trip. From workdays to weekends, New Jersey Transit keeps your routine moving with reliable, convenient service. Ride smart. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
Empower. After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he can be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off. And you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
I'm one of the dopes that's sitting here 10 days ago saying, it's the American League. This league stinks. And it does. It does stink. And they very well may be in a position to win it anyway. It doesn't make me feel good about going forward.
But if you're losing, what does that say about you? If the American League stinks, you're getting your ass kicked in, and what does that say about you right now?
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin. Weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
We are back, Dan. We are back. Nice to join us. Nice
We're
to
back.
join
Didn't
us
go far, though. Didn't go far. There seems to be a lot happening right now. As far as the quarterbacking front is concerned with the two locals. Jackson Dart, we knew entering a, can I say pivotal year number 2?
I think that's fair.
Pivotal's fair?
We're going to learn, like, last year we learned, okay, the talent's there. The baseline is solid average quarterback, right? Now it's, all right, we'll have a good idea, I think, after this year of, is he going to be a really high-level quarterback? Can he be, that top 5, top 10 type guy?
New coaching staff, right? New offense that he's going to have to learn.
Might take some time there, but yeah.
Right. It's like learning a new language.
I think we'll learn it.
Right. But I think the base, the clay that you have to mold to work with, I think that's solid as far as the Giants are concerned. And obviously we're going to be proven right or wrong this upcoming season. On the other hand, the Jets are still in a little bit of a transition when it comes to trying to find their quarterback. That's obvious. They went the veteran route last year. Justin Fields didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
They decided to go the veteran route again, and they brought in Geno Smith. And, throughout the entire offseason, everything that we heard about from him, from Aaron Glenn, Frank Reich, waxing poetic about him. The professional, the attitude, the leadership, the maturity, all of those things were being thrown into the conversation. So they break for summer camp, and now all of a sudden Geno's in the headlines on a couple of occasions. A couple of weeks ago, there was that whole episode on social media involving an acquaintance of his who, got the authorities involved, so on and so forth, which is not what you want to see your quarterback getting involved in, even though nothing was filed, nothing like that. And from everything that I gathered, there's not a lot of meat to that. But then yesterday, our pal Rich Cimini, who covers the Jets for ESPN, on the Jets Collective Pod, talked about another episode involving the Jet quarterback here within the last couple of days.
There is another development relating to Geno, and I want to make sure we put this in the proper context, because in a vacuum, it would be no big deal. But given what happened or allegedly happened a few weeks ago, I guess it all goes into the story. So I was, just before we came on the air, I was going through some court records in Broward County, Florida, which, of course, where Geno resides. And he was pulled over for speeding a couple of days ago. On Monday, it would happen this past Monday at about 11 o'clock in the morning. The police report claimed that he was doing 70 in a 45-mile-an-hour zone, and he also was not able to produce a license at the scene, so he got ticketed for that. So, look, we've all been through this. I don't know about you guys, but I've had speeding tickets in the past, so, no big deal, right? But in this case, it probably deserves to be mentioned, considering it's the quarterback of the Jets and what we talked about a couple of weeks ago. And these are traffic violations. These are not misdemeanors. These are citations. It's about $400 in fines. He doesn't even have to show up in court. It's your basic speeding ticket. And so I just thought it deserved to be mentioned because of all the other stuff that's been happening.
I think that last line, Rich hit it home, right? It's another thing you throw onto the pile in light of the things that took place a couple of weeks ago here. Because, as I said, this is a player and a person that they were all waxing poetic about as if he was Pope Leo, while they were doing the OTAs and mini camps and everything like that. And now all of a sudden, even if it is a speeding ticket, not having your license, whatever it is, and I guess the question is, or the term we could throw out there is bad decisions happening away from the football field, something you wouldn't expect from a guy who's, mid-30s, been in, an adult, grown man, been in the NFL a long time. And I the only reason we bring this up, Jordan, too, is that from a Jet fan perspective, the last time they had a one-on-one relationship with the player as their quarterback, it did not end well because of, even by his own admission, some immaturity.
Yeah, it makes you think and wonder, and that's what I was about to say is, has he really learned and changed, right? Has he grown up? Because you're seeing some, these are the kind of just silly mistakes. Remember, the whole thing that basically ended his Jets career was the locker room fight, getting his jaw broken, and from there it was just downhill. But there were things before that, not changing his clock, the movie theater on the West Coast, right? Didn't he miss a meeting because he was at the movies?
Look,
he forgot to change his clock, whatever it was. These kind of things.
You know how valuable a matinee is, though, right? I mean, to save a couple of bucks to get to that matinee so you're not paying full price.
That's big.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's big.
It's huge.
Yeah, so it does make you wonder how much has really changed. He's off to a little bit of a rocky start here. I don't think it's anything that's prohibitive moving forward. It doesn't sound like it is. But it's just something like to keep in your back pocket for now. I mean, I did get to know Geno a little bit during his time because remember he played for the Giants.
He was the guy who ended Eli's streak.
And he was a pretty good guy there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you know what? He seems to have grown and learned, so I'm still going to give him the benefit of the doubt because I haven't talked to him and I don't know the full story on this. But it's at least worth noting there's some things that would indicate maybe it might be a bumpy road with the Jets.
And this is the part of the NFL calendar that coaches and front office people fear the most. When guys are off on their own, even though it's not even a month, it's like 3.5 weeks, whatever it is, and all they ask you to do is stay out of trouble.
Out of trouble.
In Terry and Arnold's case with the Lions, don't get arrested. Is that too much to ask? Don't get arrested where you could possibly spend life in prison. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that.
You know what would have been more disturbing? And when I was listening to the exact details of what Rich said, he says he got cited for not producing a license.
Yeah.
It didn't say he was just driving with a suspended or expired license.
Didn't have it.
That would have been worse because that would have just been irresponsible, right?
Correct.
This just could be, okay, you forgot your license. I forget my license all the time.
Really?
When I drive?
Really?
Sometimes? Yeah.
You don't have your wallet on you?
I don't carry a wallet ever. You have like one of those big Larry David Seinfeld type wallets?
The George Costanza?
Yeah, George, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Things pouring out of it? Yeah.
Yeah, no. I have a money clip.
Yeah, I don't do a money. See, I would think
because I try to keep it easy and thin.
Look at
and
that.
I'll just throw it on the table.
Look at that. He pulls out his wad of cash.
Not a lot of cash.
Wad of cash, credit cards.
You want people to know you're carrying that?
Exactly. He's like, hey, I got the money clip. Look at this.
There's usually only a few dollars there. It's mostly just the cards, which you don't really need anymore either.
No.
So I actually have been telling myself for months, I need to get my license on my phone. Like in like the wallet.
Is that allowed? Wallet. Oh, in the wallet. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you do your card, like in your Apple Pay and your credit card, so you could just pay for stuff. Like just in case you forget your license, you should have at least a picture of the card.
Sure. Let's say hi to Ira in Staten Island. He's been holding here, wants to chime in on this Geno stuff. Hello, Ira. How are you?
Hey, good morning. I was hoping, Dan, I wasn't going to talk to you until the first preseason game, but just little minor things. I'm not sure about the case that hasn't been closed yet. But, I tell you the truth, and when that first incident came out, whatever happened in Florida with that woman, I didn't feel comfortable. And, they closed it, they opened it. I've yet to see it been closed. This thing is not going in the right direction, man. He had the incident with the police with driving with a registered car that wasn't registered or whatever the details were in March. Then he has the thing with assumingly with this woman. Now this thing. I mean, when you bring in a quarterback, you look at the history of football, except for Schleicher or maybe one or two that I just don't remember. Quarterbacks are leaders. They set the example for the rest of the team, and they're the face of the organization. You can't tell me that Florham Park is happy with what's going on right now. And if things really go bad, where do the Jets turn to? Let's say for some instance, 2 weeks from now, Geno gets locked up. What are they going to get? Klubnik to start the season? I mean, I was really hoping this was going to be a 6, 7, 8 win type of season. Glenn maybe will prove me wrong. Geno give him a year until like the final quarterback. But I have major concerns that all these things I just mentioned might not happen.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ira, you don't want this to necessarily be your summer vacation news headlines, but unfortunately it is reality. Now, this could just be a blip, and then he goes on to being, the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, and you never hear anything negative the rest of the season.
That would be a jump, but
I've always been fascinated by that.
Why?
Because, it's not like just one person on each team does good work away from the field, like in the community and stuff. Like, how do they choose the person? And then, like I used to joke with Solomon Thomas when he was here. Solly's one of the best dudes, right? He was the nominee, both years he was with the Jets, with the Cowboys last year when he was on Ray's team. And I said to him, what do you got to do to win? What do you do to win the top prize? He's like, I don't know. How do you sit there? You got 32 winners, and it's like, nah, you know what? All you did were paint a couple of fences at the rec center with your charity. This guy was out there. He was feeding, sick children and nursing roadkill to life again with his charity. How do you decipher what, I never got that.
Yeah, it seems to be like you just keep nominating a guy until eventually, you wait in line, and then they finally let you into the club.
I really think it's like they pick a name out of the hat, to decide who the ultimate winner is.
I think it's who they want to because it happens at the Super Bowl Bowl week.
At the award.
Who they kind of want to promote publicly at the time.
Like you mean to tell me, Jordan, please. You mean to tell me they want to Tarek Armstead from the Jaguars at the Super Bowl? The Jaguars? They want to promote him? Nobody, please. They wouldn't know Tarek Armstead if he fell on him.
I doubt it's going to be Geno Smith this year. That's just my guess.
Just throwing it out.
But it is a fair question.
Right.
Let's say, I'm not going to say get locked up like Ira did there. Yeah. Let's say Geno gets...
that was harsh.
That was quite a jump.
My God. Lock him up and throw away the key.
Let's say Geno gets injured, though. Like, who the Jets, who are they playing at quarterback?
I'm sorry, you didn't see the Brady Cook experience the last 5 games? You weren't impressed by that? No, I don't know. Cade Klubnik's back better heal up very quickly. Very quickly. Bailey Zappi do it for you?
Is he the other guy on the roster?
He's
so,
there.
like, right now, if Geno Smith, it was week 1 and he twisted his ankle, that would be their backup? Bailey Zappi would be on the field,
I personally would, today, I would think Cade Klubnik would be the guy. Just throw him into the fire because it can't get any worse. We've seen Bailey Zappi in the NFL. I think Cade, you know what?
Cade Klubnik as your backup quarterback as a rookie. I mean, he's just learning offense.
It's not ideal, Bob. Woo. It's not ideal. You know what is ideal, though? And this is for the great people of New York. You got to hear this.
What's
you
this?
Absolutely have to hear this because this summer, all lines lead to Champ Sports Fan Central Station. Soccer pop-up shop open right in the heart of the city. 125 West 33rd Street. It is the soccer destination in New York. You've got jerseys for every single national team that you could possibly fathom. Whether it's Argentina, whether it's England, whether it's Morocco, whether it's France, it doesn't even matter. How about the good old US of A? It is all under one roof. If you want to gear up, rep your country, feel the energy of the city, Champ Sports Fan Central Station, 125 West 33rd Street, and that is where you need to be. And guess what? If you're not into soccer, but you're a big Knicks fan, they just won a championship, I heard. You want some Knick championship swag? They've got that, too, to celebrate the championship, all the gear for their first title in 53 years. Champ Sports Fan Central Station, 125 West 33rd Street. 9 o'clock hour up next. We'll get back to the Bombers who can't bomb anything right now. GNR in for DNR, ESPN New York.
What's up, my friends? This is Francisco Lindor.
This is Devin Williams. This is Luke Weaver.
Bo Bichette here. You're listening to the home of New York Mets baseball.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Hey, Yankees fans. Join us at Yankee Stadium on Friday, August 21st, as the Yankees take on the Toronto Blue Jays. And don't miss Cody Bellinger Bobblehead Night, presented by T-Mobile. The first 18,000 guests through the gates will take home an exclusive Cody Bellinger bobblehead. Get here early, grab the giveaway, and cheer on the Bronx Bombers. Tickets are available now at Yankees.com/tickets.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with a substitute, so you're still in on it until the final whistle. So if you're looking to get in on the biggest tournament in the world, now is your time. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right, if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with a substitute, so you're still in on it until the final whistle. On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game. Must be 21 or older and physically present in New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369.
Progressive presents ways to save money that aren't bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive.
I can't believe the deal we got on these seats for the game.
Wow, they must be pretty high up here. I think my ears just popped.
Yeah, here, put this on.
Is that an oxygen mask?
An official team oxygen mask.
Well, I can kind of see the field.
Good, your senses are still sharp. You're going to need them for phase 2 of the ascent.
Don't save money by sitting in the nosebleeds. You could save hundreds by switching to Progressive. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
In this business, time matters. You're always looking for ways to be more efficient and stay ahead. We all have our own time-saving hacks. But if you're a business owner, how can you save time hiring? The answer? ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter has a new feature that shows you the most interested qualified candidates first. Save time and meet great candidates sooner with ZipRecruiter. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Last night, the frustration boiled over a little bit. You saw Boone get ejected, Brad Ausmus as well.
Obviously, offensively now is a struggle for us.
Another loss. Another loss.
There's no magic pill.
He and Brian Cashman, you think we're just going to keep going? 25? Like, how many years do you think we're going to go?
Until the candle burns out, baby.
Crapshoot, guys.
Until the candle burns out. That's how long you got.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
All right, final hour of the program on this Thursday, an all fired up Thursday. It is Grassa, it is Renan, it is GNR in for DNR here on ESPN New York, 800-919-3760. Telephone number B and C. Bart and Carlin are going to be coming up next when we are done. We've been all over the map today. Little football, little soccer. World Cup back today with the start of the quarterfinals. France, Morocco coming up at 4 o'clock from Foxborough. Mets won last night. Yankees, more of the same, did not win last night, and they can't hit their way out of a paper bag right now. But they'll both be in action this afternoon to close out their respective series. So at least to get it out of the way in the daylight hours, and you can go enjoy your night, win, lose, or draw. But we began with the Yankees. We go back to the Yankees here because I know you are a little bit more concerned than others, than I am for sure. I know Ray and RJ are frustrated being Yankee fans. The manager is frustrated. He got run from the game last night. He didn't even want to watch them play 9 innings. But it is, injuries aside, you look at some of these numbers offensively and what they've done, it's hard to fathom how unproductive they've been at the plate.
What is it, 45 strikeouts?
45
3
strikeouts.
Games? That's not good?
2 walks in the first 3 games of the series. That's a 45 and a 2.
Maybe they should keep swinging at the first pitch, though. I think that's a good approach, according to the Yankees.
That it drives me crazy because it's not just the Yankees. You see it all over baseball. Like, for example, like your point, the previous Rosario already had like a 9-pitch at bat.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, he's working the count. Maybe the pitcher's a little bit. You got a pitcher who comes in, maybe he can't find the zone. Walks 1 guy. Walks 2 guys. Hell, he might even walk the bases loaded. Then you got some guys who step up to the plate when the guy can't find the zone at all, and then they go out there and they swing at the first pitch. Like, it's what wild. Are you doing? I don't care if he throws you a meatball down the middle. Take a pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Take a pitch.
Austin Wells did it in the playoffs. It was like, I believe, 2 walks, and he came up in a big spot. And first pitch, what did he do? Austin Wells, by the way, who, is hitting 155 this season.
Not good.
First pitch popped up.
Not good whatsoever.
First pitch.
And you look at this team right now and what they're running out there in the line. Okay, Paul Goldschmidt. Paul Goldschmidt, consummate pro, going to be a Hall of Famer when all is said and done. Got off to a great start this season. They brought him back. He was in an 0 for 30 going into last night. And guess what he was last night? 0 for 4.
Leadoff. This makes you
batting leadoff.
Like, the Yankees could sit there and talk all they want about how, the manager makes the lineup. It's not Brian Cashman, blah, 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 blah. If that isn't the ultimate confirmation that's just a machine spitting out numbers, I don't know what is.
Well, you
0 for 30. You bet. How do you come up with that's the guy we want to get potentially the most at-bats in the game?
Like I said, I just think you don't have a wealth of options right now. That's the problem.
It doesn't matter. Everybody's in better form than him at the moment. You don't want that guy who's 0 for 30 potentially getting the last at-bat of the game. That makes 0 sense. 0. There's no logic to it aside from the numbers saying it's a left-hander. He does well against left-handers on a grand scheme. That's how you come out with him batting leadoff.
Well, I think the other thing that they want to do too is to showcase and make sure you got that righty lefty thing. So then if you're going to change that, then you're going to have to make all the other adjustments down the rest of the batting order.
We don't like Anthony Volpe. I say we as a collective Yankee fan. Like I actually,
as a Yankee universe,
I'm actually one of the bigger Volpe supporters. But Anthony Volpe could easily bat, is in better form, has a better chance of getting a hit in this game. Getting on base, first of all, he has a higher on base percentage this year than Paul Goldschmidt.
Small sample size.
But in this moment, in their current form, he definitely has a better chance, to get on base than Paul Goldschmidt, who's 0 for the last 30. Now 0 for 34. Like, the guy's trying to get out of a slump. Can we put him at the bottom of the lineup to try to get him out of the slump at least? Where he's not hitting in front of Ben Rice, who's the only one I trust to get a hit right now?
And Ben Rice has obviously been pitched to a lot differently the way this lineup is going right now. And the fact that you're missing Aaron Judge, who we know is so valuable in that sense. And look, we don't know when the reinforcements are going to arrive. We don't know when this thing is going to get any better. All I do know is that this thing right now, you're 5 games behind them in the division. And we talked about it earlier in the show. Like, is there going to be a point this season, if it continues to spiral, where if you're a Yankee fan, you're just going to completely give up hope of catching Tampa Bay? I think we're not even close to that yet. You still have 70 more games to play. Yet. 70 more games to play. You're 5 back. Like, if
they're
is
8
not
back,
insurmountable.
Though, by the All-Star break next week, like you lose today, you're 6, right? If you lose another 2 games, game or 2, 7-8 games out with 60-something to go, sure, you could obviously overcome that. But A, you have to play at a really strong clip, and B, you're going to need the Tampa Bay Rays to play at a bad clip. And so if you're 7 or 8 out at the break, the likelihood you win the division is small. Let's be fair. It's pretty low. What do you put their odds at? You're 7 games back at the break. They have like a 20% chance to win the division?
It's still not insurmountable.
No, of course it's not insurmountable. We've seen the Mets blow ridiculous leads.
Remember, the Yankees were, what did we say the high water mark was earlier in the season? Was it 18 games over 500?
But when you're 7 back, yes, 18, I believe. But when you're 7 back, like, coming back is going to be the outlier, not the norm.
True. But this team, again, they're not even close to the finished product. Not even close. And obviously, number 99 is a big one. August 3rd is something that stands out on the calendar because of the deadline. They're going to have to bring in some pieces here. If you want to take a glimmer of positivity from last night's game, Garrett Cole was okay. Pitched into the 7th inning.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
You'll take that outing any day. I mean, obviously, you want a little bit more, but you'll take that outing any day of the week because normally you expect the team to go out there and be able to score more than 3 runs.
Again, not overly economical with his pitches, which kind of limits the innings, which is, again, why I know people want to just be like, well, should they go get Tarek Skubal? Like, first of all, look at their lineup. That's should be the number one concern.
By the way, can I just say something real quick about Tarek Skubal?
What?
Real quick about that?
What's that?
Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
They're only 5.5 games out of first place.
Right.
Only 5.5 games. You look at the wild card standings in the American League right now.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit is only 4 games back of a wild card. I don't know necessarily if they're going to be looking to move Tarek Skubal. They may want to make one last run with him anchoring that rotation.
If the decision has been made.
Detroit's played good baseball, by the way, in the last month.
Sure, but if the decision has been made that he's definitely not coming back and they don't think they have any chance of bringing him back, you kind of, for the benefit of the organization long term, almost need to sacrifice a playoff run this year if you could get a big haul back.
I agree with you, but there are teams that do stupid things like that. Wasn't there one? Ray, help me out, please. That's why you're here. You're a smart guy. Who was the player recently? I forgot what team that did just that. You knew that it was a contract year player. Probably weren't going to it was when the Angels didn't trade Ohtani. You know Ohtani wasn't going back to the Angels, and they didn't trade him. Mm-hmm. And that wasn't even a good team.
Right.
Like, they had no chance of making the playoffs, and they didn't trade him because they thought that he was Artie Moreno, in his infinite wisdom, who might be the worst owner in Major League Baseball, thought that it was more valuable at the box office and from a business perspective to keep Ohtani on the club than even to trade him. So, yeah, he was the guy that I was thinking of.
Well, Even so, the Yankees' biggest problem, it's not even close. There's problem number one, which is the lineup, right? Even though I know a bunch of guys are in a slump now, the lineup as a whole,
right,
is problem number one. Everything else is like 3 rungs down. You want to say they're starting pitching right now, their bullpen, whatever it is, fielding. It's not even in the same stratosphere as the lineup. And it makes you wonder. Like, I was coming to work this morning. This is the question that runs through my head because we're like, well, when is Judge actually going to get back? And at what point do Brian Cashman and or Aaron Boone ever get blamed? Like, maybe they're just propped up and the Yankees make the playoffs every year because, yeah, they could build an average team with $300+ million and they have Aaron Judge. Like, maybe Aaron Judge just props up the whole thing. It's really hard when you have the best player in baseball, at least during the regular season. I mean, maybe Ohtani's different because he's 2 players.
You talk about the most important player. Yeah. And that's hands down. And if there's one thing that's come out of this injury and this absence for Judge, and look, I'm not a Yankee fan. I have no dog in the fight. But I am somebody that appreciates a damn good ball player, and that's what Aaron Judge is. And I feel like I have to defend him from all the Yankee fans that think he's useless just because he doesn't hit in the month of October like he does in the regular season. Now, hopefully, you have witnessed and you've seen over the last month just what his presence means to this lineup on a day-in-day-out basis.
We saw it when he hurt his toe a couple years ago also.
But people forget that, though. People forget
what
those
happened
things.
when he hurt his toe a couple years ago.
You know, you could talk about, like I said, you could talk about October all you want, and yes, I know there's a difference.
The concrete.
But you've got to get to October. And not having this guy on your team, in most cases, might not even help this team get to the playoffs.
Clearly, there's great value in that. We'd love for him to hit in the playoffs and continue to do what he does in the regular season in the playoffs. I think that's why Yankee fans, it makes them frustrated, myself included. Because we have such high expectations for him when you're that good and you're so good that maybe you're propping up the whole program, which I think we're learning more and more as we go on here over the years. That is the case. Aaron Judge props up the whole Yankee program, right? When he's not there, he's slumping.
Right.
This team is barely competitive, despite all the money that they're spending elsewhere.
You have to be able to get to October to then not hit in October. If that makes any sense, you know?
But then the other part of it is it makes me wonder, is there even a scenario in the world that in the next 5 years, what has to happen for Brian Cashman and or Aaron Boone to ever be held responsible for just, in Yankee terms, mediocrity?
Nothing.
So they're just good for life.
Look,
I said 2040, they're still going to be running the team?
I said this earlier in the week, and you threw it in my face as, well, this is a Mets fan talking. Maybe, but I also think that there's rational arguments to be made here and sound logic. You could be down on the fact that you've had the same general manager for 30 years, same manager for 9 years, 2 managers for the last 20. There is something to be said about continuity and the fact that you're giving yourself a chance to compete for the top prize every year compared to the constant turnover that they've had in Queens just in the last 6 years alone, where they've had 4 or 5 general managers, where they've had 4 different managers, and you're going to have another one going into next year. You know what I'm saying? So, always something, always turnover, and you don't have the results.
I'm not even sitting here. I agree with you. And I'm not even sitting here saying that I don't think Brian Cashman is good at what he does, or I think Aaron Boone's a terrible manager. It's just at some point you might need change. There just seems to be stuck in quicksand.
Right, you feel like
how do you not feel that way about them right now?
It could seem like it's stale. I'm with you. I mean, look, nobody's supposed to keep their job for 30 years. When does that happen in professional sports? It doesn't. As a general man, tell me the last, Red Auerbach might have been the last one who was the chief decision maker for an organization with the Boston Celtics for how many decades? 5, 6 decades?
I was in Philadelphia when they got rid of Andy Reid.
And that was only 98 to that was between 15 and 18 years or something like that?
Yeah,
but Cashman's been the GM for 30 years, man. And guess what? He's going to the Hall of Fame too.
I mean, and we know Andy Reid's obviously still a good coach. Look at the second run he's had in Kansas City.
Right.
But that wasn't the point. The Eagles still were better off by moving on from Andy Reid. It ultimately led them to winning 2 Super Bowls.
Better for Andy Reid, better for the Eagles.
Yeah, but sometimes change is just necessary because things get stale. You wonder, have things gotten stale with the Yankees? I don't know how you could sit here and tell me, no, they haven't.
I think with the injury situation, not to say that that's their crutch or that's their excuse, but it's logical because it's not just.
Well, don't bring up Stanton in there because we know he's injured every year.
Not him at all.
Just Judge.
It's not talking about like you're missing your second baseman, you're missing your catcher, you're missing your setup guy, you're missing arguably the most important player in baseball, an MVP.
Let me come back and contend that for a second. No, but let's be honest. Aaron Judge does have some history of injuries. Like to expect him to just go every year and never be injured, that's not realistic. Max Fried, same thing. Max Fried has a history of injuries, right? So pitchers in general, you're signing all these pitchers to big contracts. That's why a lot of teams don't want to do it. Sign these pitchers to big contracts. It turns out to be bad investments.
Right.
Even the Dodgers, who have all this money, look at all the money they've invested in their pitchers. Actually, most of them haven't worked out. How's Blake Snell doing?
No, not good. Good.
How's Glass now doing?
Not good.
Like these.
How's Roki Sasaki doing? Who everybody wanted? Not good.
Yeah.
Not
the
good.
only good investment it happens to be Shohei Ohtani, who's just
and Yamamoto. Those are
I'm saying Shohei Ohtani's just
and everybody wanted Yamamoto. Remember the Mets wanted Yamamoto. Even David Stearns wanted freaking Yamamoto because he was young. He was 25, and that's why Cashman they all wined them and dined them, and he went to LA.
But to not have contingencies for these guys potentially being like we know that they have a history. All these guys.
The problem is though, that player 99 is irreplaceable.
But you have to have a contingency where you at least you could score some runs. The Yankees have 32 runs in 13 games, Dan. That is, you told me, 2.8 runs a game.
No, that's bad.
Disgusting.
It should not be that bad. I agree with you. I mean, Cody Bellinger's slumping, right? Cody Bellinger's a guy who you brought back, who is an all-star. He's an all-star this year. But he's also slumping at the worst possible time. Yeah. All right, before we get to the stuff you missed, let's get a couple of calls up here. Casey's in Greenbrook. He's next on ESPN New York. What's up, Case? Hello, Casey. Hello, Casey.
Hey, Casey.
Yeah, I don't understand how 1 through 9 in the lineup could all be slumping in basically all 3 facets of the game right now. The bottom of the lineup is terrible. Anytime I see due up, like at the bottom of the screen after the inning, and I see Volpe, Wells, McMahon, it makes me sick to my stomach.
What about Max Schumann? Max Schumann doesn't do it for you?
He's honestly better than the other 3 at this point.
The Volpe thing kind of confuses me. He is average, granted, small sample size. Average and on-base percentage is like basically the same exact numbers as Cody Bellinger this year. Like, it's not terrible. I know people, like, I'm just saying, people are so soured on him that it's like you just hate to hear his name.
The problem
it's a very weird dynamic with him right now.
The problem with Volpe, okay, is that, remember, he was like Jeter 2.0, or that's what he was advertised to be. He was untouchable.
We got to move on from that.
But it's one thing
that's
to move on.
That's not what he is.
I know that. You know that. But again, it still sticks that this guy was thought to be the second coming. Remember, he was the perfect player, and he hadn't been.
Sometimes we got to move on from that. That's a loss. We got to take that out.
I agree.
I was wrong on him.
I agree. It's time to move on.
He is what he is. He's basically a good utility player now.
RJ.
Hi.
Hi, how are you, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good. You think Antonio's going to get an Anthony Volpe jersey one day?
No, I don't think so.
But that would be your decision. You're the chief purchaser.
Yeah, it's not looking great.
No.
It's not looking great.
If you had to buy him a jersey, hopefully no name on the back because the Yankees don't do names.
That's right.
What player you think you would
come on. That's a no-brainer.
Well, he might. I mean,
no-brainer.
No, it's not based on your resume. It's based on, who do you think? Maybe
it's a no-brainer.
It would be Aaron Judge.
Of course.
But if it were not Judge, I'd probably skip it all the way down to Cam Schiller.
How about that?
Yeah. But the amazing part about the Judge thing? Like, you don't have kids, Dan, and RJ will get there. You go to, like, Little League, you get to, like, choose your number now on the back of your jersey.
Do you?
Yeah, a lot of
they don't just give you whatever?
No, because you pre-ordered them.
Oh, okay.
It's like 2026, so they don't just give you like, here's your 80-year-old jersey that we're just going to wash and hand down.
You got to earn your keep. Like you show up, you wear like 82.
Yeah. Everybody, a lot of kids show up in 99 now.
Like the rookies who show up to training camp don't get the logo on their helmet. They got to earn the logo.
It's not bad. It's not like back in the day. There's numbers 1 to 15, and here you go.
No,
that's my point. That's what Ray.
Kids show up in '99 all the time.
Normally we had just if it was 15 guys on the team or whatever.
I can't find the 6th jersey, kid. Sorry, you're number 10 now.
Why did you pick jersey number 8? Because they gave it to me,
and then
it was my size. Like 1 through 6 were like small.
And then you had
7 through 12.
Well, that's the thing. You had 1 through 12, 1 through 13 that they would just give out, and then you had the abnormally large kid who was a little hefty, a little overweight. Maybe he had a pituitary
always the
disorder.
highest number,
right? And they had to
whatever that may be.
Ray, stay with me. Ray, we lost Ray.
You haven't lost anything. I'm right here.
But then by the way, I thought you were calling Ray the big kid.
No,
as a kid.
No,
I thought that.
I didn't know Ray when he was a kid.
That's what I thought.
No, you know. I mean,
what I thought. That's a fair.
No, because Ray just lost it for a second.
I was going to come to
I was on the opposite end as a little league kid. I grew late.
No, but so like you had like 1 through 13 in the normal uniforms, and then like the big heavy kid got like number 30, and it was on like a T-shirt. It was basically like a T-shirt jersey.
You were just saying, Ray, weren't you the fat kid?
No.
Number 30?
I don't know why you would think that. Why you would put 2 and 2 together.
I mean, you just, in the middle of the sentence, you're like, Ray.
He started like he almost fell over. That's why. RJ,
hi.
I just want to revisit our conversation again. So you'd maybe get him a Cam Schlittler jersey. Would you go home maybe after the show today and tell him all the things that you're about to tell us that maybe we haven't talked about today and little stuff you missed?
I plan to.
Yeah.
I plan to.
Walk-up three-pointer. He got it!
See ya!
Put in the box!
The you missed.
Cam Schlittler. Dynamite outing for my fantasy team, by the way.
The Yankee Schlittler.
And my real team.
Jared Jones was on my bench last night.
That's tough. Pulled with a perfect game, right? Through 6?
Correct.
77 pitches.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. That was on my list of things to get to. I could also tell you, since we're talking about that, Dylan Cease took a no-hitter into the 9th and then lost it against the Giants. Blue Jays still won 10-0.
Giants just throwing the towel already. Is that kind of what's going on there?
Giants are so
You kind of heard that in spring training because where did I know you said where did the manager come from? Tennessee.
And
it's gone just very poorly. Very, very poorly.
Came from Rocky Top, and things are still rocky.
Yep. By now, you know the Yankees lost because the narrative is not good. So, Yankees did not strike out 17 times as they had the previous 2 nights.
Yes.
But they did.
It's like, yeah.
They did tack on 11 more, so that is a 3-game total of 45. They'll play one more today. Yanks have lost 11 of 13, and there's a bullpen game on the horizon coming at
day game now.
110.
At least, right?
Yeah, 110.
And they're going up against the guy who's absolutely just stuck it to you this year in 2 outings.
Over under hits today. 5.
I was going to say, what's the over under 4.5?
I almost made it 4.5.
How about a simple question? Will there be an extra base hit?
I hope so.
Because there wasn't one yesterday.
I really hope so.
How about that extra base hit? Give me a double.
Give me one.
A double?
I'll take. Yeah, somebody will close their eyes and hit
nice.
one.
I'm going to say extra base hit.
Dominguez.
Yes.
Mets had some extra base hits. They win 6-2 over the Royals. Jared Young really took one for the team in that 8th. Hit by a pitch, and he sparked a 5-run inning, and just like that, Mets pick up a win. A.J. Ewing, his first career leadoff homer. Talking a lot about we don't talk a lot about the Mets, but talking a lot about A.J. Ewing home runs. He has found that power surge. Christian Scott gave up 3 hits, struck out 5 scoreless. Really good. Wilson Contreras, the Red Sox left last night's game, fouled the ball off his foot. Boston beats the White Sox 5-0. In the Brewers, not good news for Brandon Woodruff. His shoulder, they found a new injury there, so he will not be on the mound anytime soon.
Yeah, David Stearns on line 1.
Another member of my fantasy team.
That's not great.
Yeah.
I hope you don't have Justin Verlander.
You're having a great time.
Justin Verlander's hurt. He's going to try to come back this year, but it will be his final year with the Tigers. He's 43 years old now.
I think it's time to hang him up.
Yeah, this year his
You think?
his 21st year will be his final one.
Somebody texted me yesterday. It's like Justin Verlander announced his retirement. It's like, to me, he's been retired for 2 years.
He won a Cy Young. So he's 43. I think when he was 39.
That was the one that, like, remember, it was him and Cole basically on the same team, and they were like, it was like splitting hairs, the vote.
Well, so that was, I think, 17?
I think it was 19. No, 19. Yeah.
No, yeah. No.
18 or 19.
Well, it's 4 years ago. It was 4 years ago when I think he won the Cy Young 4 years ago. I could be wrong.
Look, I'm not good at math, but 17 would be more than 4 years ago.
That would be 8, according to your math.
Everything's 8.
Let's see.
Stand by, RJ.
Yeah, I'm already on it. So in 2000, he won it in 2022. He won it with the Astros. But Cole had a good year that year also. But the year you're talking about was 2019. So you're right.
Right, when it was him and Cole.
Yep. So Connor Bedard,
and they blew that World Series to the Nationals. Remember that?
I do remember that. Connor Bedard, Blackhawks, suffered the rare offseason injury, going to cause him to miss the start of next season already. So that's not good.
4 months.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's a video I saw, it was just, a little scrimmaging, and he just took a header into the boards, and his shoulder took the brunt of it, and he skated right off. And
Corey Perry not involved, right, Ray? We can confirm that in that injury?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Scud missiles all over. Tim Hardaway Jr. going to wear his dad's number 10 with the Miami Heat. WNBA, Caitlin Clark back last night. 9 points in 16 minutes to return for the Fever. They lose to the L.A. Sparks. Cheryl Reeve is your new WNBA record setter for most regular season wins as the head coach with 380. And Alexander Zverev beats American Taylor Fritz. Straight sets. He was the last one left, I believe, right, Dan?
On the men's side, yes.
Yep, and so Zverev in the Wimbledon semis.
2 of the men's semis tomorrow. Women's semis right now, actually. Coco Gauff playing. She's down a set in set number 2 to Karolina Muchova.
Well done on the pronunciation.
There you
go. That's the bleep you missed.
RJ, that was sensational.
Can't call her Muchova.
No, you would be insulting. You're not going to do that to her. And it could be an all-check final. You got to check in the second matchup as well. By the way, tomorrow in the final, I know you'll talk about, or one of the semis tomorrow, you'll probably mention it tomorrow, just throwing it out there. Arthur Ferry.
Grew up like a mile away, right, from Wimbledon?
Wild card. After Wimbledon last year, 2025, he was the 350th ranked player in the world. Think about that. And now he is 2 wins away from a Wimbledon championship. It's freaking unbelievable. The run he's been on. But he'll play Zverev tomorrow. And the blockbuster semi is Djokovic-Sinner, but I think Sinner will wax Djokovic. When you're 40 years old and you play 5 hours and 15 minutes 2 days before, you're not going to have much left in the tank the next day. Quick timeout. 800-919-3776. I see the phone lines lit up. A lot of people want to talk the Yankees, the Jets, the Mets. Everything is up for discussion. We do that next. GNR, ESPN New York. And at 9:30, let's get a check of the roads and say good morning, Debbie Duhame.
Hi, Dan, Jordan, Ray, and RJ. Guys, let's see what's going on. We've got delays on the Cross Bronx westbound bumper-to-bumper traffic, White Plains Road into the outbound George Washington Bridge with an accident cleared at the GWB. Inbound George 15, Lincoln Tunnel 10, Holland 20, but watch for delays. Tunnelly Ave south of the Tunnelly Circle in Jersey City with a crash, and the LIE eastbound exit 45, Menetto Hill Road in Woodbury, a collision there. Sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance. If you have questions about youth or high school sports, Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA builds better athletes and better people through sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Debbie Duhame on 880 ESPN New York.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. This July, join us for the Great American Giveaway and your chance to win your share of $175,000. Earn entries daily all month long. Then be here on July 31st from 3 till 6 p.m. when 2 lucky winners will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. Then at 7 p.m., one grand prize winner will take home $75,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper. So knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
With the new My Lowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit reward terms at Synchrony.com/MLPRA-terms. Visit Lowe's.com/business credit.
All right, GNR. Grasser Vernon in for DNR here on ESPN New York. Bart Carlin coming up at 10. 800-919-3776. Let's go back to the phones, and we will say hi to Jay, who is in Long Island. He's up next here on ESPN New York. Jay, good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
What's up, Jay? We're good.
You're good. You're good. No, that's what I was waiting for. I was making sure you were good.
That's all right. Ray said something to me in my ear, and I didn't hear you. That's my fault.
It's all right. Anyway, so Jordan was saying, I don't know, like it could be getting stale, and I don't obviously they're going through a bad stretch. It's baseball. If you played baseball, you would know. It's a poorly constructed lineup, obviously, but as long as you're getting it's all about the playoffs with the Yankees. I know they're going through a bad stretch. It's all about the playoffs and see what happens in the playoffs. And it's usually the same story with the playoffs because their lineup is poorly constructed. All the guys are to hit home runs, but you can't be mad at Boone or Cashman. They're coaching. It's the GM. It's the players. They got to make adjustments. They got to hit the ball. And as long as Cashman's putting a team that's going to the playoffs, that's all you can ask. But at the same time, the lineup is poorly constructed, so I guess it's on him as well. But, I mean, Boone's only working with what he has. But they're going to the playoffs. They'll be in the playoffs this year. Once it's just about can they do anything in the playoffs, and it's usually a no, and that's how it has been. But he's bringing a team to the playoffs.
Okay, so you could sell
and
me.
They're missing that one guy that's a spark plug.
It's a big guy. How is the general manager not responsible for that then, Nick? You could sell me on it. Okay, Aaron Boone isn't to blame. He does a good enough job of leading the team and making the playoffs. But how can you then tell me the lineup is stale? They need another bat. They don't have that. That the general manager is not responsible for that. If the goal for the Yankees is to make the playoffs, and that's the end goal, then sure, we can absolve them completely. They made the playoffs every year. That's the end goal. Good. I guess if that's the Yankees' goal, keep them forever.
But let's see what they do at the deadline. That's where he goes to work. That's when Cashman goes to work. Let's see what he does at the deadline and see what he brings in. So it's going to happen. So let's see. That's where he makes his work. He's giving the guys opportunities. That's all you can ask for. And let's see what he does at the deadline.
I'm generally a Brian Cashman supporter. But
Jay, thanks for the call.
The end result is he has not produced a winner since 2009,
All right,
World Series winner.
Let's rewind to the deadline last year, okay, and evaluate the moves. I think there's been enough of a sample size now. This isn't like the NFL draft where we have to wait 4 years or whatever. Ryan McMahon,
disaster.
Hit or miss?
Disaster. Pretty bad.
Camilo Duvall.
Total disaster.
Bednar? Good. Who else am I missing? There was another guy, right?
They had a third reliever, remember? They got all these relievers at the same time.
RJ, Raymond, Yankee deadline
who was
last
the third
year.
reliever?
Duvall, Bednar, McMahon. Who else did they get at the deadline?
They got another reliever. Hang on. There was another reliever involved in the...
Was it Bird?
No.
Jake Bird?
No, I don't know if it was. Maybe it was, but I
It
don't
was
know.
Jake Bird. It was Jake Bird.
But was Jake Bird at the deadline, or was he like a couple of weeks leading up to
Maybe
the
a couple
deadline?
of days.
But I remember, like, the takeaway, like, the two New York teams were the ones that cleaned up the bullpen at the deadline. Like, on that day. Like, remember, but they got Bednar, Duvall, the Yankees. The Mets got Helsley, which was hell, and Rogers, the sidearm.
Yeah, right.
So, like, those two teams, like, cleaned up bullpen-wise. And that's, case in point. You want to stockpile your bullpen
I'll say
arms.
this about Brian Cashman. This is why I think he does a decent job. The best thing he does is usually the bullpen. Like he's very good with the bullpen.
But the Duvall
filling
one,
out holes.
The Duvall one, I never, ever, ever bought it. And look, they were trying to buy low with Duvall because he wore out his welcome in San Francisco. He was almost unpitchable at that point. So I wasn't expecting anything there. Bednar, remember Bednar, the intent was to bring him in and have him be the setup guy, not your closer. But he had to become your closer because Williams faltered. Luke Weaver spit the bit there at the end. And who knows? I mean,
I'll even excuse the Duvall move because like you take shots on relievers. Some guys they turn it around and they lose it. They like it's nothing. It's a total coin flip. You never know.
General managers like
McMahon was a bad move.
That was a bad because you know what? First of all,
it didn't make. I mean, kind of made sense because they needed a glove, but
you needed something at third base. But here's the problem. Number one, this year, of course, he was in and out of the lineup a little bit. The bat, which people thought, okay, he's got a power bat. He's a left-handed stick. You always got to be leery of those Coors Field guys. Even though you would try to tap into the prospect of short porch in right field, Yankee Stadium, left-handed bat, I think it's going to be a good fit. It just didn't work. You know what I mean? And his splits were not very encouraging either before they got him. But we'll see what he does. He's got a chance to save this thing. But case in point, okay? I know that I sound like I'm making excuses for him. Dude, if you lose the most indispensable player in the sport, I'm sorry, you can't just sit there and expect to pick up the pieces with depth. There is no other Aaron Judge. There is no other Aaron Judge, not even close. This whole team is built around him. It's like if you lose your starting quarter, if the Chiefs lose Patrick Mahomes, what the hell are they? You know what I mean? He's Patrick Mahomes. He's Tom Brady in a baseball sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like the Dodgers have played without Betts. Can they play without Ohtani? They're almost in a different league at this point.
No, the Dodgers have so much. And here's the other thing about the Dodgers, too. Their farm system is still loaded. They're the team that even though they trade prospects to get guys, they still replenish it right away because they excel in international scouting. They have taps on dudes who are like 12 years old. They got eyeballs on them already. And like, the Caribbean somewhere. And they're going to bring them into Dodger camp. Like they have the Dodger developmental whatever it's called, like down there. Like they're just so well run top to bottom, aside from the fact they also have a ton of money. They're just smart baseball organization.
But that's who you're competing with.
Now, absolutely. If you want to be the best of the best, that's who you're trying to beat.
But if you're the Yankees, isn't that what you're trying to compete with?
I'll tell you this. If Shohei Ohtani, okay, if he goes down with an injury tomorrow and misses the rest of the season, Dodgers aren't a slam dunk to win the World Series. As deep and talented as they are, they're not a slam dunk.
He's like losing two players. He's not fair. He legitimately is not fair to compare to anybody because he is a ace type pitcher and one of the best hitters in baseball on top of that.
And remember,
you're losing both.
Last year, the Dodgers, the two most important plays they made in that World Series in Game 7, Andy Pages and Miggy Rojas. Those aren't superstars. Pages is good this year, but
you
I mean,
need those contributors. The Yankees haven't found the right contributors around Aaron Judge.
Absolutely.
And the Dodgers have. That's the best thing that the Dodgers have done, aside from, they have money out the wazoo.
Quick timeout. We're going to have more of your calls on the other side. And also, I'm going to throw this out to the group, okay? To you, to Ray, to RJ, to everybody that's listening to the program right now. I'm going to give you a little Knickerbocker proposition. How about that? What do you think about that? Knicks proposition comes up next. Ray's going to give us the 3 stars as well. GNR, ESPN New York.
New York City, get ready as Fanatics Fest returns to the Javits Center July 16th through the 19th, right in the middle of the biggest sports weekend of the summer. With more than 500 athletes and celebrities, every major league, and hundreds of thousands of fans for the ultimate sports fan experience. Get your exclusive merch, rare trading cards, free photo ops, and a full tailgate zone all weekend long. Grab your tickets before they're gone at fanaticsfest.com.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. Did you know Social Security takes money out of every paycheck you earn, paycheck after paycheck, and you're not supposed to touch that money until you're 67? What if you can't work? What if you need that money now? The system is challenging and most people get denied. That's a fact. D'Agostino & Associates has the experience to win, and we win a lot. If you filed for Social Security disability benefits and were denied, let us appeal. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. Bite back means fight back. 1-800-248-3222. We'll fight to get you paid. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and handles Social Security disability claims and appeals. Remember, if you've been denied, call us first. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates. We win a lot.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
All right, GNR. Ray's going to have the 3 stars here coming up in just a bit. I got a proposition for you guys. Ray, you into this? You want to play this game?
I'm here.
RJ, you want to play the game?
Let's go.
I do.
All right. So we know that the Knicks filled the backup center role recently.
That's right.
Guy by the name of Andre Drummond, because Mitchell Robinson now wears green up in Boston. Okay? But Knicks still have some money to play with, some flexibility before they infiltrate that second apron, if you will. I think like $6 million change, something like that.
Again, I keep saying this phrase, Leon Rose masterclass.
Leon Rose, it's interesting you bring up Leon Rose because you know what? Before he got into this whole like I'm going to build an NBA champion job, he was an agent, very successful one for a good long while. You're familiar with his exploits, right? Leon Rose, right? Yep.
Heard of him.
One of the many clients that he had under his umbrella was a Lithuanian fellow. Goes by the name of
Jonas
Valanciunas.
Saw that yesterday.
A lot of Valanciunas. Good player. Remember Raptors Valanciunas? He was a pain in the you-know-what, but in a good way. Very, very, really good player. Has had a long career, made a lot of money. Now, last year he was with the Nuggets, and they bought him out, and he made about $10.3 million last year with the Nuggets. Now, he's not going to make anything close to that this year, but the relationship, Valanciunas, Leon Rose, everybody wants to be a part of a winner. The Knicks are now that team that people want to flock to if you are chasing a ring because guess what? They've got the most recent ring. I'll ask you guys.
Can't believe this is my life.
This is your life, Bob, and I will ask you this question. Jonas Valanciunas waived by the Nuggets. If you could get him for the minimum, how about adding him to your big man fold? Yay or
sure.
nay?
Yeah, I'm down for that. And as a matter of fact, I think it's going to happen. So let's go. Let's go.
34 years of age.
Get that third center. You're covered. Let's run it back. This is the group. Let's run it back. Let's go win another one.
13 minutes a game last year. He only played in 13 and a half minutes a game.
All you need for the third center.
That's all you need.
Knicks in 5.
RJ, Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think?
Why not? I'm willing to just, if it's at the minimum, I'm willing to throw as many big men as you can into that mix, and whoever stays healthy, we'll see who plays the best and see what happens. I mean, you could probably throw any name of any player who, has produced anything at that position in the last few years, and I would say that I'll be fine with them throwing them into that mix.
All right, let me stir the pot. I think I know the answer I'm going to get, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay? Raymond, you got a choice. This is just for next year. Next year only, not 5 years down the road. You could have Mitchell Robinson or Andre Drummond and Jonas Valanciunas. What's your choice?
Ooh. So you offer an interesting dilemma.
That's what I offer. Interesting dilemmas. That's why I'm here.
It's not an easy choice.
That's why I offered it.
It's not at all, because
you think about this too.
Mitch's defense in the interior is kind of what sets him apart.
Mm-hmm.
And in Drummond's case, he's on Mitch's level as a rebounder. Sure, absolutely. Not quite on his level as a rim defender. And
shoot a three.
Is also not. Well, he's gotten better, but
he can step out.
He's not great from the line. But as I said, like he's Mr. Corner 3 specialist, and that's a running joke between myself, Tyler, and Monica, because like there was an interesting debate on the air this past season about Drummond hitting corner threes when we were playing Philadelphia.
Everybody loves a corner 3.
Yeah, so it's not an eeasy choice, but I think I'm making the Drummond Valanciunas decision.
What about you?
I think it's an easy choice if you can guarantee me Mitch is staying healthy.
Okay.
But I don't think you can guarantee that, which makes me say
that's a big part.
I'd rather take the other two guys, because the reality is Mitch has never stayed healthy.
And you know what?
And so I wouldn't trust him to stay healthy the whole season again. I mean, that's what history says.
And Valanciunas, he's got that nasty to him too. You know what I mean? He's not afraid to start up. He's not afraid to come to his teammates. He's like a Lithuanian hitman. That just happens to be 7 feet tall.
You need a little element of that, and we've got some of it in Jose, but you'd like more.
Questions if he has anything left.
You know what's
Let's be honest.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
It's possible.
10 minutes.
It's possible he has nothing left.
10 minutes. That's what I want. 10 minutes, and it might not even be every.
He
given
might
night.
not even have that in him.
If he plays 10 minutes every night, something went wrong.
You know what he looks like? He looks like a 7-foot Lithuanian Travis Kelce a little bit. A little bit.
I mean, sure.
No,
I never really considered that, but sure. That's
you
that's
can pull
a thing.
up a picture, and then you could.
I'm not disputing you.
Yeah.
I'm with you on this.
RJ, we didn't get your answer to this dilemma, this interesting dilemma. Mitchell Robinson or Valanciunas / Drummond for this upcoming season.
So I think I would take the other side. I think I would take Mitch.
Ooh.
Like I just saw it. I know he hasn't been healthy, and I know he sat out opening night last year, but I just saw it. It's hard for me for a team that won a championship. Like, you had the right formula, and listen. Maybe it was just lightning in a bottle 1 year, never comes back. But if you're offering me almost the same team, as close as I can get to what I just saw, I would take that carbon copy. As close as I can get to it.
But I agree with I think this is going to happen, right? Like, at this point, we would be surprised if it doesn't happen with Valanciunas signing with the Knicks.
It seems like it's going to happen.
But Mitch was a 20-minute a game guy. Yeah. I don't know if you could even get basically 20 minutes a game.
I just like what Ray said.
Like 20 sufficient minutes.
From the two?
From the two, yeah. From the two, you could. Absolutely. 1,000%.
Drummond, to me, I always forget that he's actually not like 40.
He's 32.
He feels like he's so much older.
He's been around for over a decade.
He was having like a Knicks pep rally yesterday in Times Square. And he wasn't even on the Knicks last year.
He's loving this.
Drummond played 20 minutes last year. 20 minutes a game.
I can get 20 from him.
That's not
a problem.
I saw that last year, though. He was on the Sixers.
Yeah.
Was the first playoff winning team he's ever been a part of. Like, playoff winning series. Which blew my mind.
There's a lot of bad Pistons teams.
Yeah.
By the way, I talked to a friend of mine yesterday, speaking of the Sixers. Remember we were talking about them in the Eastern Conference and everything with the move that they made?
Sure.
The great Sean Gelman, big Sixer guy, Philly guy. He's not all on board with this, like, Sixer.
There's only one ball.
That's the thing.
There's only one ball.
But he's like, Embiid's only going to play 40 games, and this. I said, yeah, but it's like I was trying to talk him up more and trying to convince him more that Sixers might be okay this year.
And Sixers fans are down on that team and program.
The operation.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Bob Myers getting his hands involved.
This is their last big push, right, for the process, as it were.
I think they're done with Embiid, the fans. They're sick of Embiid.
Here's the thing: you can't get rid of him.
Well, I'm just saying, as a fan base, they're just like, ugh. Enough of Embiid. He's always injured. We can't trust him.
Well,
he's a baby. All the shenanigans that come with it.
All of those things are true.
I think we as basketball fans are taking our cues, though, from the league and how they view Jaylen Brown. And Jaylen Brown, if you made a list of the top 10 two-way players in the NBA, he'd be on everyone's list.
Not if you're on the analytics list.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. The analytics. Stop.
What a weird narrative that came out about Jaylen Brown. Who the heck didn't think Jaylen Brown was a really good player?
If you listen to these people, to steal one from Stephen A. Smith, you think you're talking about a certain bona fide scrub.
Yep.
Jaylen Brown's a damn good player, man.
He was in the MVP conversation for pretty much all that season.
VJ Edgecombe.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Maxey. We haven't talked about Maxey.
Maxey might be the one on that team.
Yeah.
The one.
Somehow he disappeared against the Knicks
but
late in those
Knicks
games.
in 5.
They probably ran out of gas.
Yeah, because remember they
didn't give. My point was they didn't give him the ball at the end of the game. So
no, they were
he was just willing at giving it up.
That goes back to my initial point. There's only one ball.
There's only one ball. So how can you play? Good job by you today. Enjoy the golf tomorrow, Friday. Roast Friday. Think about a roast. You got a big roast, so something that's bothering you. It might happen on the golf course today.
There we go.
RJ, tremendous job by you, and thanks to everybody who was chiming in all throughout the morning. But as we do at the end of the day, we send it off to Raymond for the 3 stars.
Today's 3 stars. Number 3.
Listen, it's been quite a joy with the two of you this entire week, and I appreciate how well Jordan settled into the role because he's not scared to take the shots when they appear.
So when you just stopped talking, I think I was mid-yawn. And then when I came to again, I was like, oh.
I appreciate the honesty.
There's no words.
It wasn't sending text messages like you do half the show yesterday.
Wow.
Oh.
There's no Tyrese Maxey in you, Jordan.
Number 2.
We opened the show talking about...
That was Tom Bauer, by the way, who was asking for if we wanted coffee. That's what.
Of course it is. We know.
But were you text messaging?
Yeah,
Tom
go ahead.
Bauer.
Doesn't matter. Point made.
You were text messaging just now.
Yeah, because he
Some
said
big Giants news.
I didn't text message.
Well, we were coming back from break just now. Anyway, we opened the show talking about public transportation and, some things that are going around and Dan's travel because he's going in and out of the city twice in one day.
When are you going back to the city?
I'm currently
on the train.
I'm currently in the city.
On the train.
Yeah, I knew that was coming as soon as it came out of Jordan's mouth.
Ray, I don't know if you knew this. We're in the city.
The most interesting part of that segment was RJ flashing back to that time. He wanted to fight a rat in the city.
Normally, you kind of walk away. You're not going to get away. I was almost in my head, challenge me. But me and you, rat, let's go right now.
RJ's going to punt that rat right across the avenue.
Number 1.
RJ wanted to fight a rat.
A lot of soccer discussion still a thing with the Christian Pulisic and everybody being mad at him thing. But, we talk about soccer and the development here in the United States of America. And it's still got a long way to go. And Jordan could attest to that as his children, are involved.
What qualifications does the daughter's coach have?
He played semi-pro. His dad was on the U.S. national team. Played with Pele.
Really?
Yeah.
What was his dad's name?
Bob Smith.
That sounds like a made-up.
Love to hear that guy talking about made-up soccer names.
That's what I want to be impressed. Enrico Provolone.
On the subject of youth sports and youth jerseys, we got to talking about Little League for some reason.
You had 1 through 12, 1 through 13 that they would just give out. And then you had the abnormally large kid who was a little hefty, a little overweight. Maybe he had a pituitary
Always the
disorder.
highest number.
And at that point, I started cracking up here behind the
Yeah, we
glass.
lost Ray, stay with me.
See how you just put the Ray in the middle?
It does happen.
Middle
That's not where you lost me. You lost me where you both were stepped out to go to the bathroom with 30 seconds left of the commercial break.
I didn't go to the bathroom.
That was me.
Where the hell are they going?
Over and over again. We'll see you boys tomorrow. Great show today.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. How about a little Rule 76?
Rule 76, no excuses, play like a champion. It's Ronan Grassa and
RJ versus a rat.
On ESPN New York.
Ray, I don't know if you knew this. We're in the city.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game.